Hello, everyone, and welcome to SmashBoxxTV Podcast 576. It's going to be a hot one.
It's actually not so hot anymore. It's finally like the weather broke here in the Midwest.
I am ready.
There you go.
Ready.
Take off that sweatshirt, Terry.
Just like that.
By the end of the night, you think we can get those last two layers off?
Let's hope not.
Let's hope not. It's been like 80 degrees here all last week. Finally, yesterday, the weather kind of broke. We're actually getting some fall weather, which I wouldn't mind more warm weather, but I also don't mind the fall weather. It's kind of enjoyable. It's just weird to be like early October and be hitting 85 degrees.
Yeah, it got, I think, 88. I was going to say 89, 91, I think, at some point last week. Absolutely silly. And it's all starting to slowly break right now, as well as a little bit of a break. And I don't think they're considering it hot down there, but in Rock Hill, South Carolina, I've been keeping my eye on the weather for there as well. And it looks like tomorrow, still in the 80s, and then it's going to dip a full 6 to 10 degrees over the weekend of the USDGC and Throw Pink.
When you go to an event to play, you check weather, you prepare a lot of different things. How are you going and preparing as a caddy? Like honestly, it's kind of an honest question in that. Are you doing anything different than you would if you were playing? Like if you were going down there to play, you're thinking, all right, rain jacket, umbrella, towels, chalk bag, layers, different shoes. Like you're thinking
multiple boxer briefs,
some Gold Bond.
And then the different. The differently branded Gold Bond version that comes from Southeast Asia. The good stuff, as I call it. The really good stuff. Yes, which I've been rationing until I get back. Because next year when I come back from Thailand, there's going to be a whole suitcase full of white powdery stuff.
That won't get suspicious going through.
Not at all.
No,
don't worry about me, customs.
That's just the good Gold Bond.
It's just body powder.
So as a caddy, you're going to be caddying for Nate Doss.
Yes. Well, there's a few layers here, and we're not just talking about clothing. A few layers here. First of all, super excited to announce that Disc Golf Guy channel and socials will have a presence officially at USDGC and Throw Pink. That hasn't really technically officially been announced till right now. Exclusive. This is a SmashBox exclusive, announcing it officially as of a few days ago. And what that's going to look like is myself, along with Dave from the Dyers Guild, who you guys have seen do a number of edits for me this year already. If you look at like the European Disc Golf Festival edits, which were clearly better than things I do, well, that's because Dave was doing them, and we were putting them out on my socials. And Dave, who runs the Dyers Guild, is great with a lot of editing, does his own live podcast, roundtable shows, and does a ton of great stuff. Him and I are going to go down, and we will be capturing media throughout each and every day, and then finding all the right ways to purpose that. And one of those primary ways will be to have then a Disc Golf Guy nightly recap show. And I know they've been done before in the past.
Sure.
They're usually quite fumbled, or sometimes I fumble around to get things set up and get it ready. I got to make sure I'm clicking all the right buttons, doing all those things. Dave knows how to do that. Dave's smarter than you. By a long shot. No, I'm just kidding.
There's a lot of things he's probably way... there are a lot of things he's probably way better than me at.
You guys both from a director standpoint, though, you both...
sure, we're probably similar.
You commonly work in a program that a lot of professionals use, which is vMix. Dave specifically is familiar with OBS, which lots of people use.
Yeah, he probably runs circles around me in OBS versus vMix.
But point is, you guys both know how to set up shots and shows and the right audio mixed in with the right video and so on and so forth. So he's going to be huge in that regard, because normally I'm pretty limited as to what I can do while trying to maintain the show, and Dave is going to be taking on that role in a much more efficient way than what I could do. super excited about the idea, though, of catching up with people throughout the day and having interviews that we essentially put in the can, as they say. We'll can some interviews and or segments and things going on, stuff we can capture out at the course. Maybe there's something that happens that we're there for that we can then, that I can then, further elaborate or discuss during the evening. Obviously, a lot of recap shows in the past have talked about things like some scoring, interesting scoring things that jump out at you, whether it's the way a particular hole or a pin played or a section of the course, whatever, all those types of things. Those are usually kind of easy to talk about. And then just whatever storylines are happening. I'll admit there's not everything I just told you is close to a script or rundown as we really have. And that's just off the top of the head. And that's probably exactly where it'll be, which I'm totally fine with. Super excited about the idea. When I'm not doing any of that, just as I committed to on the show a few weeks ago, I think he cornered me or got me drunk with some barrel-aged stouts. I committed to one Nate Doss.
I recall you begging.
Yes, begging. That's what I was doing. To Nate Doss a few weeks ago, because Nate has committed to being at the USDGC and playing again, just as he did last year. And I said if I get down there in some capacity, which wasn't nearly as sure as it is now, that I would also caddy for him during his rounds. And so I sent a screenshot to Doss just a day or two ago and said, I hope you have a caddy bib that's been washed recently, unlike some of the other caddy bibs that sometimes float around.
Oh, sure.
That get worn a lot, some of the generic ones. So hopefully there's a fresh caddy bib because for a few hours a day,
I think there's going to be other different caddy bibs
there
here.
probably will be. So that's why I'm
USDGC.
hoping they're fresh. I will be officially sporting a caddy bib on behalf of Nate Doss and caddying during those 3.5 hours or so of the day.
Can you get a Hawaiian caddy bib?
I might have to reach out to somebody creative. Maybe I can talk to like Raven Klein and see if we can spice it up. Yeah. That wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't know what they look like yet.
Funny thing about this USDGC, I really hope that they do an honorable first throw and they have Climo do it.
Okay.
Because if Climo has the first throw, even though he's not playing, that would mean that every previous USDGC champion would throw that day on the course.
Dang.
They're all playing other than Climo.
What?
Shoestrick, Nico, Barry,
Felberg,
Doss,
Gannon. Yeah, Nico, Gannon. Yep.
Kyle Klein, Macbeth.
Yeah. Dang.
They're all playing. So if Kenny can throw out a ceremonial first throw, that day we'll have every single player that has ever won a USDGC throw on that course that day.
Who'd you steal this stat from?
I stole the stat from Ultaworld because they mentioned that all the previous winners other than Kenny were throwing, and then I thought it'd be cool to have him throw the ceremonial first throw.
He is playing in the
because then everybody would have thrown.
Yeah, he is. It's similar but different. I believe he's playing in the Legends Skins match, which will take place. I think that's on Thursday. I don't know if that's Thursday or Friday. I saw on the socials, but yeah, in theory, as you're saying, then
I'd still like to see him throw out the ceremonial first throw that day, and then just have him run it on hole one. I mean, I'm sure he's gonna play hole one later that day with the round that they play, but I think it could be kind of cool. And Terry, good Lord, I know it's gonna be difficult because I'm sure they're all spread out. Someone should get a picture. All the USDGC winners. Someone's got to do it. It's got to be out there either at the players meeting.
Yeah, tomorrow night would be the best, the most likely scenario.
Yeah,
at the players meeting.
And you're gonna be there tomorrow night.
I'm gonna get off the plane and try and get to the players meeting as quickly as possible, along with the Hall of Fame.
I'm sure
meeting.
Innova has something lined up, but yes, getting a shot of all of the previous winners in one spot. I don't know if we have that. Because I want to say there's always been one missing. Either Kenny for a few years or Brinster or Shoestrick. Like just getting
Brinster,
getting everybody there would be kind of cool. So
okay,
yeah, and then
what in theory, and again I'm just speculating because it's been a year or two since I've been at the players meeting. In theory, they used to call up a lot of the previous champions. So I would think on stage at one
I hope
point
so.
they would call them all up during the players' meeting tomorrow night,
Mhm.
and then in theory they should all be on stage at the exact same time.
And if we want
Assuming they're all there, assuming they're all showing, it'd be silly if someone's not there.
I would,
Assuming they're. I mean, it'd be
maybe
silly
Kenny,
for any of them not. Yeah, Kenny.
Maybe
is,
he would show up on Thursday or
only
something.
because I'm not sure when Kenny is getting to town.
Correct. And we can't do that with Throw Pink because Kristen will not be there. So it's not like we could have all the Throw Pink previous champions. And there's only been four of them, I believe, in the last 5 years. But so yeah. Anyway, I thought that was kind of cool.
Time for some history in the making. Then it sounds like.
I hope so.
Is where you're going with that.
USDGC coming up. Not a lot of changes to the course from what I saw. I scanned through the caddy book. There's a few new pin placements.
Okay.
Hole 3, which used to be, I think, hole 4, which used to be hole 5. There is the shot that usually you take the forehand off your approach off to the right into the grouping of trees. Now they're doing a placement through the double mando off to the left. They're going to have 2 pins for that.
On what hole?
Hole 3, where you tee from way up top, where we used to have the studio.
Yeah.
You go down, then you have to play through the double mando and up to the right normally.
There's a double mando?
Yeah, those trees.
Oh, you're talking about 4. Oh, 3, 2, 4. Yeah, okay.
It's hole 3 now, Terry.
Yeah,
There's not 3 to 4. It used to be. It used to be 5.
Yes.
It used to be 4, and now it's 3.
Okay.
When we were younger, there was 2 holes.
That's always been the T of 3.
It's always been the T of 3.
It's always been the T of 3.
But you used to play short right to there, and then you'd go back in woods and play a shot. Then you play. But whatever. Either way, so that hole 3, there's gonna have a placement off to the left. So it's you're gonna have one hyzer, one Anheuser shot at it. And then there's the old. I'm not old. I'm not good. The old spot where 888 is. Where 888 was.
Hole 13.
So it's hole 13. Is that still hole 13? I don't know.
Yeah.
But now they play. They play up over the mound and then down the hole. There's a short placement off to the right now. So it's gonna be, I think, a par 4. It's right after, I think, another man. Is that a double mando or just a mando? Don't know. That's it. And they might even have 1 or 2 little tiny changes, additional pin placements. But yeah, that's kind of the changes. There's not a heck of a lot going on for changing, but everybody's got to do something.
Yeah.
New tee pad or new tee on 1 or 2 other holes. For sure 1 or 2 holes, only because I think they're putting in turf. They put on turf on some of those sidewalk ones that we used to play. Sure. Not me. I never played them. I played it and tried. I tried to get in once. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of it for course changes.
I did see a post, and I'm going to be admit to my ignorance here. I did see a post regarding hole 17's landing zone, and I only say that because the person that posted it has been the most common flagger / spotter marker person on that hole in Ken Rollins. Okay. And I thought I saw him make a post, and I thought provided a little confusion. I saw
Valerie Mondahano ace the short right one in her social medias. Not the one that's straight ahead, but off to the right. So I don't know if maybe it's never exactly in the same spot. It's kind of always moved a few feet here and there, but off to the right.
So he just posted, I'm guessing this comes out of USDGC.com. Out of bounds, marked by 80602, marked by white lines surrounding the fairway and marked island green. Out of bounds throws are limited to previous lie until a lie has been established on the marked island green. Players may proceed to marked drop spot on the green after 3 out of bounds throws. Players who proceed to drop spot prematurely will be assessed a 2-throw penalty. Standard OB rules apply. And then he posted that, which looks like it's coming right out of the caddy guide, possibly. Yeah. And then he said, interesting twist from previous years. As long as I can remember, the green OB was stroke and distance, not this year.
Oh, so like if you went at a long putt from 50 to 60 feet and hit and rolled in the water, it was stroke and distance?
Oh.
Is that what he's saying on the green?
Yeah, he twists, as long as I can remember, the green OB was stroke and distance.
Or if like you skipped off the basket.
Yeah, and then went over the hay bales?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I mean, he would know more than me, definitely.
he would, but however, his primary concern is always the tee shots.
Correct.
Once everyone's on the green, I feel like you can usually just chill out. Like that's the most arguably the second most stressful shot in the entire world of disc golf, and if not the most. And so once people are on the green, he probably even takes a little sigh of relief. Ken Rollins out of Ohio, super incredible guy, and has been the spotter on 17 for, I'm going to say a decade or more, if I had to guess. So
Ed Root brings up kind of a interesting fact about all the previous winners. Technically, he says John Key is not there, the 2011 winner, but that wasn't exactly a USDGC. It was a performance flight edition. I don't think it was a USDGC, but was it a performance flight? Yeah, it wasn't a major though. It was the same named tournament, but not a major, I don't believe. So, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
It was performance flight.
Was it even sanctioned?
Does that matter?
Kind of.
I'm just saying, does that matter? Because was that the 1 year it actually was rated?
Maybe.
Think about it, because you had to play against your rating.
Yeah, you had to play against your rating.
And technically, Nick Hansen won the performance flight in 2015, and Nick Hansen might be there in a different capacity, maybe a media capacity this year. So that's another question.
What is the? Are you looking at 2011 right there?
No, that's 2015's version, and it's just funny because I'm looking at some of the names like Noah Meinsma, who played in that, Pete Ulibarri, Jeff Spring, our buddy Nate, Matt Parker. Scrolling down, Nate Heinold played in that. So it's kind of funny to see some of the names that we all. Dick Parker over at Grip, Eric Oakley, Ezra Robinson. J. Ray, lots of recognizable names that still played in that. Anyway, let's look at 2011's.
Custom Course Map says, why would any of that matter if it was still called USDGC? Because it's different when certain players are not allowed to play. There was a ratings cap on that. I believe on the 2011 edition, not everybody could play that. They did not allow. I don't think you could play that as a like a 1030 rated player.
Yeah, you could, but you were rated against.
You were going up against your rating.
It's so funny because when you go to the PDGA link, which I'll put in there.
Yeah, it was called USDGC Performance Edition. So
it shows everybody like it doesn't even show a winner.
Yeah. So
on the PDGA's event page, which is really awkward. Because Dave Felberg was there, Ken Climo, Barry Schultz.
Okay,
UC.
What was it? Was it sanctioned? Was it even sanctioned?
It says Pro-Am Major, but then it doesn't have an actual sanctioning.
It says major. I mean, here's what I'll say: if the PDGA sanctioned it as a major, I'll count it. I will. But
I mean, it says I took first. It also says the other 123 people took first.
If that's the case, because as we've seen, PDGA has attempted to do some strange things with majors in the past, different formats and whatnot. So if the PDGA considers that a major, I'll count it, even though it was the performance edition. Then I will say we do not have all the previous winners.
Yeah. John Key.
I'll step back on that one.
Levon Wolf, PDGA 580.
Sure.
Dave Dunapace, Sam Ferens, Ken Climo, Chuck Kennedy, Barry Schultz, Phil Arthur, Tim Barr, myself. I'm just reading off in terms of PDGA number. Anyway, but there you go.
So I'm mistaking that one with maybe the 2015 flight where I think there was a ratings cap or something.
That one might have. Yeah, it's funny how
the 2011 one that one. Yeah, maybe it was the 2015 one that had her, because the 2015 one is the one that ran basically the time that the Throw Pink ran. I think it ran before, right? And then 2015, and then the USDGC ran, because I'm fairly certain they had like the performance flight that went in the morning, and then the actual USDGC went later. But again, that's some old history.
Well, I was going to say we could go to the history page of the USDGC. and see where John Key's 9.5 hour ride back home to Florida will be a lot more enjoyable after becoming the 2011 USDGC Performance Edition champion on Saturday. So that's how it's listed there.
It's they always call it the Performance Edition, which, and again, I personally don't count that as a USDGC winner. Nobody else counts that as a USDGC winner.
John does.
John, I'm sure, does. No offense, John. If I were you, if this John won it, I'd sure as shit count it.
You'd have it. You'd get your first tattoo.
It'd be a tattoo. I would add the Performance Edition onto it. Don't worry.
Yeah, you'd put Performance Edition like under your foot. Like, no, I swear, I'm recognizing it. But you'd get that tattoo on the bottom of your foot. But
yeah.
USDGC winner on your chest.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. So, interesting. Here's where it talks about. I'm looking at 2015s when it's talking about hole 17 catching up with people. Anyway.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's a history page out there.
So
for those that want it.
That's kind of the USDGC info as far as.
Oh, Chris Dickerson.
Yep, Dickerson's there as well.
Is there as well? Okay, that's another name we didn't mention.
Yeah, the rest of them are there.
It's
so
crazy.
Kind of cool.
As real quick then, just for gig. Oh yeah. Coling and Sexton, Conrad. Yep. All again there, but just for anyone, I guess this is for the sake of just saying it because it's in front of me. They've got out there listed title count by athlete: 5 for Climo, 3 for Schultz, 3 for Schusterich, 3 for Macbeth, 2 for Gannon Burr, and then 1 by Felberg, Doss, LeCastro, Brinster, Coling, Sexton, Conrad, Dickerson, and Klein.
I think a lot of people forget that Nico won.
Oh, well, yeah, because that was pre-media, pre-major media. That was, 2009.
Mm-hmm.
I believe 8 or 9. I think Doss won in 8, and then Nico won in 9. I think. Well, I guess I could just look. I could scroll up. But, yeah, that was pre-significant. I mean, 2009, 21-year-old, produced bogey-free round, ended with a 57, while the 5-time major champion Felberg logged a 62 and lost by 2.
Sucks to suck, Felberg.
Doss in 08, and Climo won his 5th in 07.
Yeah. All right. A little history for USDGC there.
Yeah. A lot of which I'll probably forget. I should probably mark this page and reference it later in the week when I'm doing a recap and sound smart.
Probably a great idea.
Like, duh, we all know who won 2009. That was Nico.
Let's talk real quick about the people who got in on Monday.
Yes.
There was the Monday qualifiers going on. We'll talk about throw pink first. Kona Montgomery shooting like 1,016 rated round to get in. Probably one of her highest rated rounds of the year. And shooting a 5 under par. So at that pace, she has if she were to keep up that pace, she'd have a good chance to win this week.
100%.
Second person to get in was Ava Lysenko. Is there 3? I forget how many throw pink got in. Well, in third place was MJ Gager, and in fourth place, Ariel Walker. So I don't recall exactly how many people got in for throw pink, if it was 2 or 4, but I do know 5 got in for the USDGC Monday qualifier presented by Ledgestone. Lucas Carmichael with a 6 under par. That was a 1,066 rated round. Second, and then the rest of them were tied for second. A 4-way tie.
Wow. Derek
Sayer, Linus Carlson, Bo McLaughlin, and Kyle Creekhouse. Thank you. Kyle Creekhouse. So they all shot 4 unders, which were rated like 1055 or something.
Congratulations. And that worked out well for them, so to speak, in that.
No playoff.
Yeah, they're taking 5. Then there was a 3-way tie for second. A 4-way tie for second. So all of them made it in. I was there for was it? Was it Zach Newhouse and Phil Arthur? Phil Arthur and somebody. I was there for a Monday qualifying tie, and then they had to go to the playoff. Like, just, obviously you're fighting tooth and nail, clawing to get into this event, and then, on a Monday qualifier, then you're one of those top scorers, but you're not, clear, and then you're going into a playoff to get into it. Yeah, always a little added drama. And this, to be just as a little more history, this was one of the first events that we ever saw. Not only legitimate qualifying procedures have taken place really for this event for many years from the inception, but then also just the fact that they had Monday qualifying where people would show up
early
on Monday. Now, they've changed the rules, and again, a little bit of history here that's muddied probably, but it used to be
$25 to play.
I think it was 50.
I think the first few years it was 25.
Either way, there was I think it was 50, and then every try after that, if you wanted to try again, it was only 25.
Yeah. Okay, that could be.
So you could show up at 8 a.m., as an example. You'd show up at 8 a.m., you'd go out on the course. Let's just say you took a quadruple bogey on hole number 5. You took a 9 or whatever on hole number 5. You would quit the round at that point, and let's just say you were even through the first 4 holes. Then you go take a quadruple bogey. Now you're up 4. You're 4 over after 5 holes. You would quit the round, walk back around the lake, hand over $25 more at that point, and then get into another group, and then you'd go back out onto the course. And you would try again. And some people would get all the way to hole 17, and then they'd take a 10, and they wouldn't even bother playing 18, or maybe they'd practice it.
They'd walk right over, right up to the house that was there, pay their 25, and start again.
So those were the way that it used to be and sometimes you didn't hear of a lot of stories of people like, well, on my 4th try, I finally shot one of the hot rounds. It usually wasn't the case, but nonetheless, that was the option that was available. As this became more and more competitive throughout the years, they were crunched on time. They were trying to determine what was the most fair way to do it. Then they ended up having things like tee times, and just the fact that there's no restarts. This is your round that you're going to try. And we know a number of players, including some of our influencers and YouTubers and the like. Somebody can correct me. Last time I heard the story about Bedanza, I heard he was going to be coming out from Denver exclusively to try and qualify. Like, that was his whole... Like, he wasn't in the area hanging out. And maybe he was, or something changed. But at one point, that's what I thought I heard.
It didn't work out so well for him, shooting a plus 11 this week.
No. And there's plenty of people that will drive 6, 8, 10, 14 hours. So I'm using Bedanza as one example, as someone who probably drove, or flew, I mean. But... yeah, people come from a long distance. It's one thing if you're like a Charlotte rep and you're like, or local, and you're like, I'll drive the half hour. I'll give it a whirl. What do I care? I could use a Monday off. No, there's some people that have come very long distances to try and become, into, or to work their way into the event. So kudos to them. That's a whole different kind of pressure. Like, did you buy a plane ticket? Did you buy one, for next Monday, hoping that you were going to make it? Did you just buy a one-way ticket,
I think you and I talked about this off the air a little bit, but it brings up kind of a funny thing about this new event. It's an XC tier. It's a sanctioned event.
Yeah.
And Parker Welk walked off the course after hole, I think, 15.
Okay.
Because he
wanted to save his rating, so now he's going to get punished.
He was at 1 under, so he probably could have got to like 3 or maybe 4 under. I'm assuming he walked off after going OB a few times, maybe on a single hole or taking.
Sure.
Should there be any sort of, I don't say repercussions?
Yeah,
but it's a sanctioned event, and I understand the whole point is there's no payout for this other than getting into the USDGC. I don't believe there's any sort of payout. Unless your top spots get USDGC, and then maybe
their entry in, checked out, but
and then maybe some, it pays out a little deeper for some cash. I don't know, but if there's no payout, I personally don't think he should see any repercussions. But what's to stop everybody? Like, once you get to hole 7 and you're at 8 to 10 over par, just say, cool, peace out, guys, I'm done. Like almost everybody else finished the event. Everyone that was, we've got scores that are, again, plus 11, plus 12, plus 20. And again, I don't blame Parker for this because he's there for a reason. It's to qualify for USDGC. And if not, why waste your time? Or maybe he got hurt. I don't know. But I haven't seen anything on his socials. Maybe he just decided, I'm not feeling well in my elbow or something weird. I don't know. But
yeah, I mean, at most, the repercussion, at most, I feel like, would be like any other tournament that someone quits in order to quote unquote save their rating. Even though I don't think this is
I don't think this.
Or
is
you quit without.
It's an X tier, so I don't know if it is rated.
Exactly. So I would just say though, worst case scenario, you get that whatever that slap on the wrist is for leaving an event without letting the TD know, if that's even the case.
Yeah.
Now he very well, as you and I both. As you just concluded, he very well could have said to his card mates on 16, hey, I absolutely just twisted my back or my neck or
of course
whatever on the previous 3 holes ago. I was fighting it out, and now it's not worth it because I don't see a path to actually finishing the round. And for that reason, I don't know why he did. But even if it was simply because there's no way I can possibly score a score, I can turn in a scorecard that's going to qualify me.
Yeah.
Even if you realize that on hole 11, at that point, I think any and all players at most are getting a I hate to call it a slap on the wrist, but get the potential ratings slap on the wrist thing that they do if you're quitting a round in order to seemingly protect your rating, which isn't what he was doing. He's quitting his round because there wasn't a path to.
Assumingly,
again. These are all just things we don't know.
It is hypothetical. I'm just thinking because, like you said, people used to just walk off and start again. Or people just walk off and not start again. You're like, oh, cool, guess not this time. I'm not going to get it. That's kind of what this is. And I wouldn't... There was no reason for half of those players to finish their round. There was no reason for
Other than the experience.
Other than the experience. But there was no reason for half those players to not walk off after hole 9.
Sure.
So how does that... I would love to know how that plays into it at some point in the future. So
I'm perfect. I know this sounds silly.
I'm perfectly fine with it, honestly.
I was just going to say, and I know it sounds silly, but
until 3 of your 4 guys.
Due to the nature of the event and the structure that it is, I could care less if somebody
it's
on hole 9 or hole 7, you've somehow have double bogeyed every hole until hole 7, and you're like, yeah, this isn't happening for me today. Right?
Are you sure?
Yeah. Due to the nature of this event, in that it's simply, it is only there to be a qualifying event for the weekend, and there's no other bearing to it, then I don't really care. If there was anything else attached to it, I would feel like there would be a professional responsibility to closing it out.
Sure.
But all you're doing is trying to get into the weekend. And if that's not going your way, and you are willing to give up on yourself for whatever score or reason, then that doesn't really bother me. I don't know why, it just doesn't. Like in this case, Normally I wouldn't be like, heck yeah, I love a good quitter, but this is just so different because it's simply trying to qualify.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah.
So, all right. Congrats to everyone that did make it in. I'll say that much. That's always a great story. I feel like that's a secondary storyline within the tournament of, hey, who was the highest finishing Monday qualifier? To see someone be a Monday qualifier, then somehow take top 10 or top 20, and then to know next year they've already qualified themselves. Like, there's some really fun Cinderella type story, or dare I say someone wins it. I'm sure that stat's out there somewhere of who's the highest finishing Monday qualifier. I think that's a very valid question that smart people at Statmando will answer probably at some point this week. I think that's a interesting story to, side story to follow.
So of the people who qualified, Terry, who's going to finish the best? Who's those 5 players?
I mean, the default answer, you go with the 2 guys we've heard the most from, especially lately, Lucas Carmichael. I feel like I've heard his name more in the last few weeks than in the entire year, regional bias or otherwise. But Lucas Carmichael definitely jumps out at me. And then Linus Carlson, we've talked about a ton. I personally know Bo and Kyle actually better than I know those other two guys. Bo is 10-10 rated, but we haven't been talking about top-notch performances necessarily. And Kyle Kriekhaus, I know, just moved from Colorado over to that side of the country, over to, I believe, maybe even the Charlotte-ish area or somewhere. He just moved because he's going to college.
Cool.
And so, and he's in contention. Is it this year still for Rookie of the Year?
Mm-hmm.
Click on. I mean, he's on my coverage on and has been, and is a contender for. I think now he hasn't been playing as much, but Rookie of the Year.
Are you sure? Because
let me look. Or was it last year where he finished second?
I think maybe it was last year
where he finished runner up. Yeah, excuse me. No. He's third.
Oh, is he? Okay.
He is the third person in contention for Rookie of the Year this year. Guess who's fourth? Lucas Carmichael. So there you go.
I personally feel like Linus Karlsson probably has the best chance of finishing higher than most of these guys, but I mean, they're all within 5 points of each other. So as far as ratings go, so really flip a coin on that.
I mean, Landon Brooks, Logan Plake, Kyle Kriekhaus, and Lucas Carmichael are your top 4 contenders for Rookie of the Year. And it's really close specifically between Landon and Logan right now. But yeah, I mean, I was talking about that with Kyle at the beginning of the year because he performed well at, I saw him at Big Arm last year, and then saw him again perform really well at the couple of Arizona events. So,
and the only other kind of news or information to get out of the qualifiers, Ava Lysenko, 12 years old. She's the youngest person to qualify for, throw pink or USDGC. She's the youngest player to play in that. I think Gannon showed up when he was 12 and didn't play.
Yeah.
I think he just got some signatures and stuff. But she's rated 887 right now. Just,
awesome.
Pretty cool to be there. I mean, obviously, if you ask the same question about the FPO side, you probably have to say Kona is going to be your most likely to cash. She's got them all by a bunch of ratings points, and she's played this event multiple times in the past. So it's, but there's going to be a lot of those young guns out there. Gosh, I want to bring up the Throw Pink Women's Disc Golf Championship. Some of the names that we're seeing, I'm going to sort by PDGA numbers. What I'm going to sort by, and Deputy.
Yep. And World's winner.
Yep. Ida Letamaki, who we just saw
at Worlds.
Runner up. Julia Fours, who's like 15. Yep. Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca Don, who has a high PDG number, but we've seen her. She's a regular player. She's 957 rated these days. So obviously Ellie
she's
Ezra.
Like 19. Ellie Ezra's 18.
And Ellie Ezra had a really good showing here a few years ago as well.
That's when she kind of busted onto the scene and everyone got to know her a little bit better.
Yeah.
Ida Emile Nesse, also younger from Norway. So
Addison Woodard, who we talked with on this show, who's 16 right now. It's
And speaking of age, I think it's Chantel Badinsky's birthday today is what I think I saw. If it wasn't,
she just turned 21. Congratulations.
Sounds right.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever the number is, happy birthday. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw on one of the socials today. So if that's the case, if I'm wrong, sorry.
But those
it'll be one of these days.
But those are some of the young guns that we're going to see up in the cash. A lot of those names I think are gonna be up in the kind of maybe just making the cut, so to speak, to stay in that cash. I wouldn't be shocked if most of those names. I'm gonna be really interested to see how Ida plays after her
both Idas.
Yeah, both Idas. I think both Idas. After coming off that Worlds, I think there's a lot of expectation on her. Maybe not from herself, but I think from a lot of people thinking like, she very well could do very, very well, but she very well could miss cash.
Yeah, I mean,
being young like that, I could see there being these big swings, and I don't have really any expectation for her, but I could see some people looking at the way she finished Worlds and going like, This course isn't that dissimilar from those Worlds courses.
Certainly. Well, and to put it in perspective, since Worlds, a week later, played in the Turku Open, finished 9th, and then went on to finish 3rd at the Finnish Nationals, which was ultimately won by Silva and then Evelina. So she's in pretty good company there. So she was beat by Silva and then Evelina and then finished 3rd. And then won an XA tier, which was doubles, where she had teamed up with Heide Laine. And they had crushed the rest of the field that they played against in a doubles event. I remember watching the scores for that a few weeks ago, actually. And when was it? September 20th and 21st? And it was like true worst shot or tough shot or whatever they played. And they crushed the field as the two highest rated women in that event. So I would be shocked if she doesn't cash.
I'd be surprised, not shocked, but surprised.
I would be also surprised to see her not finish in the. I was gonna say top 10. I almost want to go top 5. I've got a lot of faith in her.
Ooh, I'll say this. I think I'll be as surprised if she finishes top 5 as I am as if she doesn't cash. Like those are kind of the levels at which I'm at. Like
okay,
like there's just top 5 is. She's a great player, but there's some really solid women out here. Ed Root asks, is USDGC more prestigious than Worlds? And the answer is no.
No.
It's really funny. I was thinking about this the other day, how different of an atmosphere that we live in, where Worlds is still the most prestigious event, but one of the reasons everybody wanted to win Worlds, other than be called a world champion, is you got your name on a disc. Like, you got a disc.
Yeah.
Well, now you breathe right and you get your name on a disc. Like there is almost no clout to having your name on a disc anymore, other than you're a touring player.
Well, there's clout. It's just it's easier to come by and achieve
so
today.
It's so diluted.
Yeah, diluted maybe is a better word.
Now to have world champion under that is another thing, but. There's so much less prestige for the disc than there was. The championship still there. Everyone still, is whatever. And thanks Ray for the super chat, much appreciated. He's checking to make sure it still works. It does.
Thank you, Ray. That's funny. I was gonna dust off mine this week and see if it works.
Oh, you should.
You guys will have to tell me throughout the weekend so we can keep the lights on during our podcast.
We'll get
our nightly show there.
We'll get that figured out.
Thank you, Ray. Yeah, I mean, of course, it's always this I think forever, just due to the sheer naming convention, there's going to be the hierarchy of world champion and then U.S. champion. And I don't know if we're ever going to see a different event surpass U.S.
The European Open is like pushing USDGC, I think.
It is, but it still just does not have the overall history to it. Incredible stage that still might continue to move throughout the years. Incredible golf, obviously great attendance and all this stuff that goes along with it. USDGC is in like its 27th year.
Yeah.
And 27th year. It's been at the same place. It's has just so much history that goes along with it. And something else a lot of people will forget, USDGC is the reason why we see a lot of other styles of golf get played. Things like the rope. Ropes were added at the USDGC to make that Winthrop course tougher. They continue to get tighter and tighter and tighter literally every year for over a decade. But the idea of these ropes, the idea of this island green on 17 to get played the way it did, the idea of the way 888 played ultimately to an island green, and you played down these narrow pathways. Not that we didn't have wooded or tight golf prior to 1999. We did. But there's so much that the USDGC genuinely innovated and tried, and a lot of it has stuck, and a lot of our disc golf, high-level disc golf, is shaped and molded by what USDGC has done, and including then the likes of Steve Dodge taking some of those general concepts and ideas and then furthering them when he got to the Pro Tour. And you know, of course, baskets have been on hills forever, but I'll be damned if you don't go out to courses all over the country now that have permanent pedestals, so to speak, built, or tournaments that are putting baskets on an elevated fashion, just like we're seeing on the Pro Tour. And that's marketing, that's challenge, that's all these other things. That's what we keep doing. We keep taking something that seemingly has worked at some event, and then you take some iteration of it and you either improve upon it or you make it worse and you apply it to your event. I mean, there's a lot. That's why we have some of these rules that we have to have, because the PDGA said, okay, yes, the USDGC has this island green and you have to land on the island. That's not appropriate at your C tier for all levels of play at all courses. That's why we have things like waivers now, because too many people were trying to copy too much of it and trying to apply it too broadly to divisions that, quite frankly, just couldn't handle it, right? Or they weren't appropriate for. It wasn't challenging them the way that it challenges. Let's face it, a 200-foot island hole, as easy as it still sounds, is very different to an 850 rated player than it is to a 1050 rated player. And I know that it's like, but you go apply a couple of those island holes at your C tier, and you're
going to add a 45-minute backup.
You don't have all these other measures that are in place. You've just created a miserable event for a lot of people, probably, or experience. And someone like, I loved it. Yeah, well, you hit the island twice and you got birdies both times. Meanwhile, you watched Jim Bob over here unload his bag.
Blow his 2-stroke lead, and now he's in 27th place.
Anyway, again, all of the right time, right place, right? Like that's a conversation for way too many things, or is applicable to way too many things. But it's so true. Right time, right place. And if you want to have some of these rules that the USDGC has or the Pro Tour has, sometimes you need to go out and get a waiver because they're that far-fetched from our regular players. So,
other things for USDGC, they're gonna have this giant tent. You were telling me,
I mean,
it's huge.
Can you pull up? At one point, I saw it yesterday. Sorry, there was a really just nice flyover that kind of covers all of.
Like Vendor Village area.
The Vendor Village area, but I mean just this flyover that really talks about, that shows kind of all of the property. And I was not there last year, and I don't think they had a tent to this size last year. But apparently there is a huge tent that's going to be covering things like the players meeting tomorrow night, the award ceremony and all those types of things. I apologize. Oh, yeah, okay. It was on their Facebook, and it just kind of shows. It was a social media post that shows the event set up in the way that it is and what it's like to be out there as it flies over hole 5, flies over the Zuka zone on hole 7, and then I think as this flies in front of all the iconic flags in front of the Winthrop University, and then the massive, I'm not good with number. What is that? A 60 by 200 foot tent or 100 by 300 foot tent? I don't know. It's a large.
It's a very
structure.
large tent.
Yeah. So, and also good. That much better. What did I lead the show with? Weather. It's gonna be 60 degrees. So hopefully it's not 88 and sweaty inside there.
Might pack enough people in there, and
it'll be hot and sweaty and stinky.
Yeah.
I just think of, and I make that joke partially because we go to Finland this year. They had these incredible VIP buildings that people didn't want to go into because it was so damn hot in them. Like, and no one was anticipating the heat that we actually had because it was completely unseasonable when we were there for Finland's Worlds. And these beautiful, side of fairway lined buildings on 18. They're all just set up for the most incredible looking and feeling VIP experience. And like you'd peek in there and no one was in there. Not because those tickets weren't sold. It's because going into this non-air conditioned building
was like a sauna.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. So,
and to clarify, someone on the board asking why is it an X tier? This is still an XM tier. It's not rated. It's due to the stroke and distance.
And some of the other unique rules that I was just kind of referencing.
Yep, and some of the other, I say strange, but unique rules that we see on other holes that play into this. So that's continued. I don't need go back exactly a year if you want to hear my regular
annual rant.
My annual rant about how I hate how we change the rules for one of our biggest events and then just don't sanction it. I'll save it for next year.
Good. We get it every other year.
Every other year. I don't need.
There should be a Johnny V performance edition of your whining and complaining.
Yeah.
So, 54 women. I'm just looking now. 54 women in the throw pink is what I'm seeing listed on the event.
And 103 in MPO.
I thought it was even more than that, but I'm gonna do a little double check.
Could be more than that.
So, officially registered or showing up for them.
I know. You go to the PDGA page and there's like 1,000 buttons you can click.
I love that it's all here. It's just me navigating
trying to find
and getting used to
results.
Looking for it. 107 men listed right now. The real question is, how many times do I have to take off my socks and shoes and go into the water?
Let me think. Are you talking per round or for the weekend?
Yeah, per round. No, or give me the. Will Nate Doss keep me out of the water if I'm caddying?
Well, I feel like the only place if he's going to go in the water, would be on hole 5.
Okay.
I don't think he'll really. If he goes in on 17, you're probably not going in, and I don't think he will.
Okay, and then 6 will be safe on the beach hole.
Yeah, he'll be safe on the beach hole because if he does go in, it won't be far enough where you have to take off your socks and shoes. That's probably, maybe he could skip in there, I suppose, on a drive, but and honestly, as we know, if you can't reach it, you can't go in. You're not supposed to go into those places. They have people that have, I think, rakes to pull those discs out. I don't believe you're supposed to go into like the big pond.
Yeah, probably not. That's a good question. That might be on the ground rules.
Yeah.
I
mean, you can probably kind of, like I said, if it's within reach and you can grab it, I think that's probably fair game. But yeah, don't be Chris Herron's car.
Yes.
Stay out of the lake.
Which celebrated its anniversary yesterday.
15 years?
Yeah, I think someone said it was 15 years.
Oof. All right. Sorry, Chris. I know it gets brought up every year.
You know what? The fact that Chris has gone on to financially gone on, not that this is the only reason, but that he's now financially sound enough that he could buy 1,000 more of those cars. Maybe takes the sting out just a little bit.
Probably a little bit.
Although it still was a pretty epic scenario.
Classic moment.
I'd say it was clutch, but maybe you should have popped the clutch.
There was no clutch there.
I'll have to use that this weekend. I just thought of that. Anyway. I don't know if there'll be any bold predictions. If anyone's, you think about who's hot right now, who's been playing good golf lately.
Gannon, Paul, Cole.
And then you look at like this course is so unique in how it challenges the players and how you will see posts. I'd put money on this. You will see some posts from some players.
Like mozzarella stick posts?
Yep. You will see some posts where players will say, ugh, 6 OBs today for a combined 4 feet.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Right? Like that, I think I've made one of those posts. That is just the way that this course can get you. And I mean, there's a lot of ways, but that seems to be like, that might be the most frustrating. You're throwing out of bounds and you're 12 feet out. You're like, okay, I threw a bad shot. But when you throw and you are 6 inches over the line, 12 inches.
And every year they squeeze the lines.
Yes.
Every year they're bringing them in a little more and a little more. With more spectators, requires more space. I think I looked at the map and saw hole 5 all along the road. The road is no longer OB.
Oh, they brought it in from that.
They brought it in significantly.
Interesting.
So all the trees, I'm assuming so they can just line spectators. So the spectators can be on the grass and probably not on the road, even though that road is usually closed.
Yeah.
And there's people walking. But I'm fairly certain they tightened that one up quite a bit on hole 5 as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, I literally had the caddy book open this morning at work, going through it. And if you want to go to the USDGC site, there's the caddy book out there.
Yeah, I'm putting I'll put it in the chat just for anyone that wants it right now.
Yeah. You can go out there and check it out. It has everything you need to know. It's got the secret decoder key, the legend, the different colors, everything. It's got it all. So
I was just gonna take a quick look. Wow.
So
yeah. Do you know if that's new this year? I feel so weird because it wasn't there last year.
Fairly certain it's new this year. I think last year it wasn't that tight. I don't know if it was the road or if it was inside of the road, because I remember last year or 2 years ago when I was there, people were walking on the road and people were sitting on the edge of that ground, but I don't know if that was inbounds or out of bounds.
I would assume.
Custom course map says no elevation change. The frowny face. But
is the basket lower or higher than the tee on hole 5?
Bet you it's probably. It feels like it would be just a hair. The basket be a hair lower. Like, I feel like when you tee off, it's not more than 5 feet, 5 to 7 feet of elevation change. If it is, it just feels like when you're on that tee, you kind of start to slope down a little bit. But maybe that's just because it feels like it's going that way into the water, and then the basket is so close to the water on that side that I feel like it's just barely.
Yeah, no, and
like
he's probably saying on all holes. I realize now, but yeah, on hole 5, I feel like 4, 5, 2 certainly. Wow, 4 and 5, the 2 flattest holes on the whole course. 4 for sure is the flattest. 4 is a little tiny
straight
tunnel shot
through the tunnel.
That's absolutely, without a doubt. I think I would bet my house on that. That's got to be the single flattest hole on. Yeah,
at that course.
6.
Well, I mean, you could make the argument.
2?
No, I was thinking in the back
2's
9,
not.
like 11. So some of the older, longer holes.
No.
We're just super flat. I mean, granted, that's why they put elevated. That's why they elevated the pins.
I was gonna say 10.
10. Maybe
10. 10 might be.
Mm-hmm.
No, not 10. I'm sorry.
Wherever
9.
9. Yeah, where they used to just shoot to the right and go over everything, which is why they had to elevate the basket
9
because it was so flat. But
9 might be the 9. 4 is the flattest.
Yeah, but 4 is the flattest, 100%.
And then 9, and then 5, if we're going. Anyway.
There you go.
Yeah. The conversation you didn't know we needed to have is which are the flattest holes, but those are pretty much the only ones. Anything along the lake is going to be rather flat. Yeah. So basically 5. And then 6 isn't, only because it dips down in the last few feet to make the sand.
Yes.
The sand pit, so to speak. Anyway. All right.
That's your USDGC. It starts on Thursday. It'll be on DGN
Pro.
DGN Pro. You need the Pro subscription. I don't know if the first round is live on YouTube this year or not. They have for other events, but I don't know, because if this is a Pro event, I don't know if they're giving away the first round. I'm sure it's out on either the Pro Tour's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, one of them. I'm sure they made the post on one of those sites that and you just have to find it. So
if I can find it for you quickly, I'll share it with you. But I believe you're right in that it's all 4.
All 4 are behind the paywall, you think?
Are behind the paywall, but I do not know
either
that
way
for certain.
I did see on Reddit someone was complaining about whether or not this event is less prestigious because people are caring about it less. Because if you're not watching it, a lot of these people are not paying for the Pro subscription.
Oh.
So you don't really care about it as much because you can't watch it if it's losing some of its prestige. And I don't know. That's a coin flip as far as that's a whole discussion. So Larry Barnes asks, women's pick. It's hard not to pick Missy. She's playing really well. She's won here before. This is her time of year. She seems to dominate towards the end of the season. I mean, she is your odds-on favorite. I think I ran a statistical thing and they had her at like 27% favorite, and then behind her was Silva at like 22. and then maybe Holland at, I think Holland and Own were around like 10 to 12 each, and then it kind of just went down from there. Just it kind of scattered. Evelina is in there at like 8 to 10. Henna I think was at like 4 to 6, something along those lines.
Previous champions include Missy Gannon, Katrina Allen, Holland Hanley, and Kristen Lott.
So, yeah, so Missy's your odds-on favorite. And if I had to pick someone, I'd probably pick her or Own. I feel like those are the two that they've got a lot of experience here. Not that the rest of them don't, but this has only been run for a couple of years. They just are so consistent. Like Own's biggest problem is, I think, hole 5. Of all these holes, hole 5, because she has to get so close to the edge of that water to get over the water half the time. Every year I feel like I see her struggle to clear the water if she's going for the green. She can clear it if she comes up way short, but she's always pushing that water, I feel like, at least once or twice a year. So, and there's always the epic, and it ran through my head earlier today, the epic shot of her skipping off the water to get on the green after I think she dunked it once. And she was so not distraught, but just disappointed with the throw at first before it skipped up onto the green, and then there was a cheer. So, Mo, if you're looking to pull highlights, that's one of them you can pull. Hole 5 with Own. We do have other events that ran this past weekend we can talk about.
Okay.
The 12th annual Buffalo Run, powered by Innova and Texoma Dirty Work Tree Service. This is in McAlester, Oklahoma.
Run by Bigfoot Mike.
Bigfoot Mike. No one ever sees him. Weird. Does he really exist? Emerson Keith wins this by 3 strokes over Connor Rock. In third place, Brandon Cawthorn. In the FPO side, Emily Beach wins this by a large margin, which I believe is 13 strokes over Evie Lou Ramey. So congratulations to all the winners, but both of those particularly. We have an event in North Carolina. The Carolina Clash. We talked about it last week, actually. I believe our guest was talking about going there and playing, Cole Ridallen.
Oh, yeah, I know that guy.
And he did. And he didn't win. He did not get a Smashbox bump. Or maybe he did, and he would have been at like 5th or 7th. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maury Vielman wins this, shooting 17 under par, beating Cole Ridallen by 2 strokes. Tied with Chandler Kramer. 4th place, Jesse Niemanen. Yessie Niemanen. My bad. I was reading the name, and then I looked at the last name. I'm like, no, I know that's not a Jesse. That's a Yessie.
Do we have any Jessies?
Yeah, there used to be a Jesse. It was, crap. I'm drawing a blank on the name. Anyway, FPO winning this one was Own Scoggins. She shot 8 under par, beating Katie Tate by 2 strokes, who shot 6 under. Third place, Chantel Badinsky. So this is going to be the one with the most names on it because it's in North Carolina. It's literally 40 minutes from USDGC Throw Pink. So this is where probably a majority of the people were going to be staying and going. But there was like one other event, the Third Coast Championship in South Haven, Michigan. Winning that one was Evan Walker by a playoff with Frank Smith. So congratulations, Evan and Frank. Third place was Jonathan Borzik. And over on FPO was Ember Simonis. So those are your A tiers. The only tiers that matter. Oh, wait, never mind. There's the 2025 Wilcox Wow! Presented by Sheely Roofing. And this one is in Milan, New York. So it's over on the East Coast. We might see some big names here. Jaden Rye, 1031 rated player, shot 30 under, beating Andrew Miranda by 5 strokes. In third place, RJ Cherkis. And then the FPO field was Caitlin Clay, winning by a single stroke over Megan Mercier. There. I didn't even check the Carolina Clash to see if Schwebby won.
Let's say yes.
We'll say maybe. But yeah, those are the events that were going on. I'm trying to think if there was any real news that we saw this week. Was it this week that the Pro Tour, maybe it was on Wednesday, they announced their the format, so to speak, for the Pro Tour Championship?
They did. The day after our last podcast is when that announcement was made. No surprise that I think the resounding sentiment is great. You're giving the best player on the planet 8 strokes as an advantage. Might as well just give him the trophy and let's just go home.
Yeah.
I'm simply paraphrasing.
That's the internet speaking.
That is, I feel like,
and maybe half the players. But
I was gonna say, is that 90? Is that 90% of the response that you saw?
Yeah, that's a lot of it. Would this be different if Gannon weren't so dominant? If he was just the number one player? If, let's say, he was at the caliber of Calvin? If, let's just say, he had only won the tour by
7 points,
7 to 10 points, and he got the extra stroke over Calvin. Would it be different? Would people be clamoring less about this?
I think they would.
Versus Gannon, who is a generational talent, and just giving him even one stroke over some of the best players feels like too many. It might as well be 10.
I agree. I think Gannon is getting and/or I should say the format is getting more heat because
as it should,
because Gannon's.
I'm sorry. What
is because of Gannon's sheer dominance.
Yeah,
and so hence the logic of you're giving this killer, this incredibly dominant player. You're giving him more of an advantage going into a 4-stroke or a 4-round event. Just give him the trophy now. Give him the trophy and the money now. Yeah, like you said, if it was somebody that wasn't week in and week out right there for the win, and they had just, we'll say, barely squeaked out the tour points earnings,
people may like this format
or dare I say, the tour points winner. Let's just say it was a tour points winner that literally won 0 events, but just was always consistent all year long.
Sure.
Like you said, I guess like a Calvin, even though he won some a few years ago, but just super consistent, wins the tour points. And I think this format then doesn't get as much heat. But yeah, you're handing it to Gannon, who is just this known killer.
Which is why I hate this format. But that's just me.
I get it, and my
the thing is, I don't think anyone loves this format.
My main rebuttal, and not that I nobody pays me to say anything pro or con against it, but in regard to it, my only initial reaction is he and all of the people who are getting strokes, that is their quote unquote reward for their consistency and their solid play throughout the season. Now, can you find a different reward? Obviously we can. I don't know what that is.
Cash.
But he's earned per the rules that we just learned of.
For sure.
He's earned those strokes.
Yes, I'm not going to I don't doubt that.
I don't know what the solution is. I'm sure there is one.
I don't like it. It's like, to me, it would be like going into the Super Bowl with a 7-point advantage.
Okay, now
okay, cool. Guess what? You had the bet. It's the Chiefs versus the Eagles, like last year. Well, the Eagles had the better record. They had one more win than the Chiefs. So we're going to start you off with 7 more points this game. Okay. That is your reward for having the best record in football. Congratulations. You walk up, you're like, well, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel fair. Now, if those are the established rules, fine. That's what we're playing by. I get it. I personally hate this.
Okay.
I would rather see, and this is just an idea off the top of my head, give the players bonus money. Gannon, you won for playing this well. You won $7,000 or $5,000 right off the bat. That's what you get. Second and third, break it down just a little bit. So there's still because the whole point, the DGBT wants a big sum of money for their finale. Like, that generates interest. Cool. $250,000 purse, $300,000 purse, all these numbers, that generates some significant interest. And so if you whittle that away by handing out money beforehand, I can understand how now you're saying the purse is $190,000. Well, it doesn't quite sound as nice as $250,000. Now, granted, the players, you could still probably count that in the purse. You could just give them the money and still put that technically in the purse. I don't know the rules, how that works. Maybe you can't. I don't know. But I just don't like going in with that. I would rather there be a level playing field going into the event, that anybody can come away and win, but give these players a financial bonus for how well you did during the season. And it just feels, to me, that would feel better. I would like that better than congratulations. Gannon has an 8-stroke lead after day 2. He's got 2 to 3 on the next best player, and it just, and there's no chance for a Nathan Queen style comeback. It is not statistically possible for someone to pick up 10 or even 8 strokes on Gannon in 4 rounds if you're not within those 8 strokes. Like, you've eliminated it down to the top 6 players. Like, that now, to me, maybe 8.
Yeah, and here's something that doesn't pain me as much is because, yes, Gannon has 8 on the likes of Eagle, Mason Ford, Presnell, Orem, all the guys that got in either on the bottom and or wild cards or the special invites. He has 8 on them. He only has 1 on Calvin Heimberg.
Correct.
He only has 2 on Isaac Robinson and Paul McBeth. 3 on Wysocki, Barella, Klein, and Robinson, and so on. So it would hit harder and it would be, quote unquote, gross or feel terrible if it was like he had 8 and then everyone else was at 0. But the next best players on the planet are literally just 1 or 2 behind him over a 4-round event. That's why it doesn't pain me. And I understand. I get that. I understand the argument that he shouldn't have any lead, blah, blah, blah. I do get all that. I agree. But he's 8 over Chris Clemens.
Or
I don't know that.
Give him 2 strokes. And nobody else any strokes. You won the tour. Here's 2 strokes. You get to start the tournament with 2 strokes, because that doesn't feel like
what if he had
an advantage. Because I look at this list here that you have here on the MPO field from the DGBT, and like you said, Gannon, Calvin, Isaac, Paul, Ricky, Barella, Klein, Robinson, Antala, Hamas, Aderhold, Tipton. That's it. Those are the people I think can win.
See, and I would easily go down at least the next group of Gossage, Marweed, Radalin, and Lazat, who are 5 behind Gannon.
I don't think
over 4 rounds.
Is it possible? Sure. Is it statistically likely? No. I just the way that some of these top players play. Do I think that Calvin will for sure take second? No, I think he could drop down to 4th or 5th. Some of those guys could move up. I just feel like it's not. Like, you were eliminating so many of the players that it makes the field feel so small. Like, that's how I personally feel. Now, again, my feelings don't matter. Really, what matters is how the players feel. If the players like this format, keep doing it. If the Pro Tour likes it, keep doing it. But as you said, 90% of what we saw has been negative. And and again, we're talking internet, where everything is. Most people aren't coming out and saying, "Oh man, I really love that they did this." Mm-hmm. Even if they do, most people they're silent.
Yeah, the dogpiling or the groupthink would overrule them into being silent anyway. Mm-hmm. Even if you really loved it, like genuinely loved it, you're probably not going into that lion's den of telling 99 other people saying, "I hate this." But yes,
again, and I know the Pro Tour is going to look at this. They're going to look at the social media. They're going to look at the numbers. They're going to look at the viewership, and they're going to make a determination. The only consistent thing that the Pro Tour does every year is change things. So I'm not worried if this format is not the right format. They will change it. We've already seen the Pro Tour have 5 or 6 different formats for their tour finale in the 10 years it's run. Mm-hmm. So I don't really. It doesn't bother me that much. I hate the format, but I know it's going to change. So cool. This is a year I need to get through it and I'll watch it. It's not going to stop me. I'm I'm a fan. I'm going to have it on my TV. I'm going to watch. I'm going to hope that somebody makes it exciting, that maybe a Paul or Ricky or Calvin can kind of make that run, or maybe Simon has a miraculous run from 5 back over these, over these 4 rounds. I really do hope that someone makes it interesting for my spectatorship. But the part of me, it's just a chaos monkey. I hope Gannon wins by 12.
Yeah, so you can.
So
everyone can.
So everyone
say,
can
see,
suffer.
I told you.
So everyone can suffer, and then the Pro Tour changes it, and I can be like, yes, now it changed. I don't want it because it's a told you so. I would like that just because it would make them probably change it. If Gannon ran away with this thing after like the first round, what if he walks away with a 5-stroke lead after the first round? Can you imagine how much interest people are going to lose if he truly has like a chunk lead? Like, oh, Gannon went ham on round 1,
yeah,
and just you're like, oh, this is fun. Whether he were to lose that, someone else goes ham or whatever, I just think I would get a chuckle out of it. And not because I dislike the Pro Tour and I want bad things. It's all selfish that I don't like this format. So, and I'm willing to admit that.
Do you have an ideal format of any kind? Like,
just I have formats in the past I've enjoyed more. If you're going to play a regular stroke tournament, level. Like, just play a tournament. Give them cash bonus. Make this a really big tournament and let everybody play. Let everyone who earned their way in and their playoff spots have a chance to win.
Okay.
Like, just, to me, that feels better than this. Now, is there a different format that can be more fun to watch? I've said in the past, I loved the win your card and move on with a wild card. I thought that was so exciting. I thought that was so much fun. It was interesting. There were downsides. I know that the Pro Tour didn't like certain things because you don't have your star players playing the first 2 days, and so they're worried about spectators, and I think those things can be worked around with working with the players. But whatever, that was my favorite version of the finale. I'm not saying it's the best. That's what I liked. But if you're going to have a tournament where strokes are straight up counted for 4 straight rounds, start from scratch. Every single person. Maybe give Gannon like a mulligan. Give him 1 mulligan. Congratulations. You get 1 mulligan for the tournament. Use it wisely, son.
Or would he just use that as a time extension instead? Be like, oh, actually, that erases the time extension warrant or the time warning.
He holds his mulligans for his time warnings.
Yes.
It's like, no, I will use that. So,
all right. Well, we'll see. It was announced. I think there was also officially announced as a slight reduction in what we've seen for the payout.
Not shocking.
We're not in the same. Disc golf is not in the same place that it was. And you'd love to see payouts continue to rise. I remember thinking a few years ago that even with an influx of cash, and this isn't like a Monday morning quarterback thing or a hindsight thing. I just remember when we saw money, a significant amount of money infused into the specifically the championship, I was thinking, man, I'd love to pull some of that back so that we can have continued increase and growth rather than going big. Because anytime you then retract, it feels like a red flag. It feels like a problem. And even if it is a very legitimate reason, which they are, it still feels weird to retract. So if we would have built smaller instead of going right to 35,000 or 40,000 as the winner a couple years ago, like that extra $5,000 wasn't changing anyone else's life. But if it somehow allowed for us to be on an incline instead of a plateau and then a decline, I just think from an optics perspective, and again, that's hindsight. I get it, but
I don't know. I think it would be so difficult to quote unquote hold back $5,000 to $10,000 to $20,000 for future years because. Like, I mean, imagine it's your bank account. You're like, oh, cool, I'm going to spend this amount this year. We're going to save this for a full year and put it in next year until 6 months later when you're looking at that little chunk going, I don't know. I don't mind how or what they did. I can understand the optics, like you said, that it really truly feels like we've scaled back, because we have. But half the time, most people don't even remember what the purse was a year or two ago.
I understand that. I get that. But
in 3 years or 4 years, when the purse is back up to what it was, hopefully, we'll just say 4 to 5 years, it's back up to what it was 2 years ago. I think we're just going to look at this in one grand kind of chart and be like, oh, yeah, there's that little blip where we kind of dipped after the pandemic. Personally, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. That part doesn't bother me in the slightest.
I will admit my ignorance yet again.
That's what we do. That's what we do best.
I was at one point under the impression we'd exclusively be playing Ivy Hill. And maybe I'm making that up, or maybe I'm just confused. But at one point, I was absolutely...
I thought I did hear that, and that they were saving the other event for the other course for Worlds.
Or Champions Cup next year.
Or Champions Cup, not Worlds.
Champions Cup there next year.
Yeah.
New London Tech.
Yep.
And now maybe the New London Tech redesign and construction went through even quicker, and they didn't want to overpromise that and then not be able to deliver it. But the graphic very much says for the playoff or for the Tour Championship, it very much says New London Tech and Ivy Hill. And maybe next week or the week after, or whenever, we could look into a conversation with someone like Jeff Spring or Nate Heinold or whomever. Sure. And again, maybe that's spelled out somewhere. I am absolutely claiming that I did not research that. It just felt weird when all of a sudden I saw New London, and I was under the impression that New London wasn't going to be in play. And maybe just everything got done and it's ready, and they're like, okay, let's play it. I'm welcoming it. Don't get me wrong. I think we're going to have a much better overall event if it is split between New London and Ivy Hill. I think a lot of us will appreciate that. I just was under the impression, for whatever reason, and maybe the board can tell me, maybe I'm crazy, but I thought that was in fact the case. But there's caddy books for both, and we're going to see them both. I don't know what
it might have just been announced that it was going to be at Ivy.
And
never excluded the Tech earlier the season, not knowing, you're right, if it was going to be done or not in time. So
yeah.
Anyway, you're right. It's going to be a better event with having both of them there.
Yeah, and I think that one of the biggest payoffs, and we're jumping ahead past USDGC, but it still correlates. One of the biggest payoff questions that hangs in the balance is, will we see greater on-site turnout and attendance in Virginia than what we've seen in Charlotte these last few years? That's arguably the number one reason why the Pro Tour has moved the championship out of the Charlotte area,
because it was saturated with USDGC, and then having it a week later.
There was a little hangover from USDGC because there's such a commitment from volunteers, from spectators, from vendors, from players, from everything, especially the locals, to go be part of USDGC. People aren't skipping that anytime soon. And then you're essentially in the backyard when you're in Charlotte the next week, and people were out of vacation, whether it was to spectate or to volunteer or to whatever. And therefore, by moving it 3.5, 4 hours north into Virginia, some of those spectators are going to be, quote unquote, fresh.
Maybe you're dipping into a new pool.
Yeah, they weren't the ones that came down to USDGC as much. So I think that's one of the biggest questions. What bearing it has on me personally, none. But I think that's one of the biggest questions to be answered is, will there
be more spectators here than there were in Charlotte?
Yeah.
I hope so.
I'm going to assume there are.
I think so too.
It's obviously a very, very popular area to be, and just hosted the Worlds and everything else that was so great. Let's see if it pays off. I think that's a huge question. I think it will. Now, to what degree?
What are we going to see on?
What are we considering a success? Right, just bigger than Charlotte. What are our levels of success?
I would have to know what Charlotte got in order to kind of.
Obviously, the first step is you want to get more than what we saw from the Charlotte attendance over all these years. But it's not going to get to USDGC, presumably.
Nope.
where in between is,
I think if you can hit 15% more than what we saw at Charlotte last year, I think that's a good success. That's successful.
Okay.
15% more spectators is probably worth the move. And that might only be 150 to 200 people. At 15%.
Yeah. I don't know any of the actual numbers. I'm just,
Me neither.
I'll be interested to see what it's like, and the task that it is to put on the Tour Championship sounds, well, obviously it sounds like every other event. I mean, you're talking 2 courses, and you're talking...
It's a lot of prep work.
Yeah. I mean, think of, in Heinold's case, for instance, or the Ledgestone case, like, they have 3 courses essentially in play during the Ledgestone, where they were out at Sunset, Northwood, 2 versions, Sunset, Northwood, and Eureka. Deglow, you're out at one course, and here you're back to now using 2 courses. Yeah. Anyway, we will see. It will cost DGPT for using Ivy Hill's property. There's no doubt about that. I mean,
I'm assuming
I don't know
they
what
rented out the park when they were in Charlotte, my guess. So I don't know if it's costing more or less.
No, you're talking about closing down a golf course versus closing down
public park,
a public park for, what could have been hundreds of dollars versus
True.
Probably tens of thousands. I'm guessing, I'm just going to make up a number and say the Ivy Hill, unless they worked out something special in some other form or agreement, the Ivy Hill rental is in excess of somewhere between 20 and 50 grand.
It probably helps that we're off season for golf.
Sure.
I mean, with the way the weather's been, not really.
Yeah.
I'm sure when they made this agreement like a year ago, thinking like, oh yeah, mid to late October, no problem.
Yeah.
But when it's going to be 65 and beautiful, I'm sure the people are looking like,
again, there's numbers I'm pulling out of thin air. I'm saying that's somewhere between 20 and 50 grand.
Yeah.
And that might just be for the days that they're there. I mean, if they have to rent things ahead of time and do prep work and whatever. Yeah. Anyway, it's crazy. So USDGC Throw Pink this weekend. I'm excited that ultimately we'll be down there. And we also have the Hall of Fame ceremony tomorrow night, which I'm, again, hoping to get down there.
To check it out. We talked about the Hall of Fame inductees a few months ago. When they were announced.
Yeah, I was just going to quickly recap the World Disc Golf Hall of Fame, and when you go to their website, class, Championship Village tomorrow night. It's immediately following the USDGC / Throw Pink players meeting, and the class of 2025 includes Sharon Jenkins, yes, mother to Avery and to Val Jenkins
that we know of,
and mother-in-law to one Nate Doss. So yes, that Sharon Jenkins, UC Maresma, who we obviously all know as well from from the European Opens, and then obviously this last year's Worlds. Ryan Schweberger has won a thing or two. Avery Jenkins.
It's pretty cool to get in with the same year as your mom.
And Dan Doyle out of the New York area, who's done a ton of stuff. Who's of all of those people, we happen to know the least. But clearly, from everything I have learned over the last few decades, as much as I don't know him as well as the other ones, more than deserving to be there as well.
It would have been really cool to see Avery and Val going in the same year. But I also understand
she ain't waiting for him.
No, I know, because she got in before the thing. But to be able to go in with your mom that same year, that's really cool as well. Like, Val squeaked in before the change in years, where she's technically not even.
She's still not eligible.
She's still not eligible. She won't be eligible.
Close.
Like another 6 or 7 years, huh? Yeah. So
she's not even
pull
close.
her name. Pull her plaque down.
Pull her card.
Pull her card for another.
You have to
6
wait.
Years.
Wait right
but,
here.
I mean, all those. There's rarely do I look at one of those names and think,
even if you did, no one would care what you think.
Correct, but I mean, there's always opinions. I'm sure people have, but very rarely do I look at one of the names and go, maybe maybe they're in a little early. None of those people are.
Yeah.
Like those are all people that are hands down, no doubters to me.
Yeah. So super excited as that will be taking place tomorrow evening. Congratulations to all the Hall of Fame, the class of 2025, as they say. So looking forward to that. I don't have a lot more than that. This is obviously it's a slow week in terms of the play, but the announcements with the Pro Tour format being finalized, even though we all kind of had an idea, that was obviously a big conversation piece. Also, a deadline, I'll say, that passed yesterday is the fact that the international director, something that I know a lot of people have their eyes on, that potential position for international director, which is huge in the sense that also means that is the passing of the torch from Brian Henniger, a.k.a. Guru, who was the executive director when you and I joined the PDGA in the late 90s or in the mid-90s, and has done so much. Along with his wife, it was really the two of them that were running the whole PDGA at one point back then.
Two people, amazing.
And now, he's been the international director for a number of years. I think we saw a few more posts on the Macbeth Foundation that keeps chugging along with lots of different things. And then, obviously, as I just saw moments ago too, plenty of content creators doing their thing leading into USDGC. So whether it's practice rounds or silly challenges or other things. One thing we didn't talk about, and I didn't see any of it, so I'm guessing it's going to be some form of post-production at some point. Did you see anything regarding the distance last night?
I haven't.
I can share it with you because sure enough, it's a click away. Here we are. Tell me if you're shocked. Any of this.
All right, hold on. I'm going to guess maybe Anthony Barella takes first or second.
He did all right. He threw, and I do not know how the format went other than I'm just reading here off their website. Anthony Barella had a qualifying distance of 660.
Oh, well, that's not bad.
In the finals through 670. So
that's a little bit better.
Finals indicates to me that this portion of the competition is over and that he is your quote-unquote champion. Thomas Gilbert through 623.
That is a little surprising to me. I mean, I know Thomas throws a mile, but I don't usually think of him as at the top of the distance competition. Like to me, he's always like fourth or fifth at the distance competition. But
he finished second.
So good for him.
So like, 623 in the finals through 605. Gannon Burr through the second longest during the qualifying at 639, but then in the finals went 588. Austin Turner 616 and then through 600.
Yeah, Austin Turner is usually named that.
Silas Schultz through 615 and then 569. And then Lucas Carmichael through 609 in qualifying and then in the finals 551.
Almost everybody threw shorter in the finals other than Barella.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Everyone did except for Barella. He threw 10 feet farther. Everyone else threw somewhat shorter.
Oh, and then for FPO, Taylor Chosick, Eliezer Midling, and probably Ella Hansen.
Close. Taylor did not make the qualifying to get into the finals, but Eliezer won it. She went 499 and then 467.
Woo.
Ella went 492 and 460. And Henna went 452 and 442.
Henna, I always forget about that. She can crush.
So, congrats to them. U.S. Distance Championship is open to all spectators and will be held at 1 p.m. yesterday. When last year,
which is how because Double G, right? Did he compete this year?
I don't know if he competed, but I do not see him as a. Okay. I don't know who all was in. I'm just listed what were. Ultimately, who went on to be in the finals. Excuse me. Here we go. Maybe if this is a awkwardly formatted thing. Taylor Chosick looks like she just missed out on making the finals as she had thrown 445. But I do not see any of the men's.
Okay.
Yeah, this is. Okay, this is. Awkwardly,
the website is not exactly
formatted in the most
friendly,
practical way.
You've
gotten the point, though.
Some other news, not related to USDGC, that I saw, which was I thought kind of interesting. A company called the Disc Golf Company,
clever,
out of Estonia.
Do they need a disc golf guy to work there?
I was thinking, like, could you be a more generic disc golf guy? The disc golf company acquired a majority stake in Disc Golf Metrics.
Dang.
Yeah, if for those of you that maybe that don't go back a few years, Disc Golf Metrics for a while was kind of like a neck and neck competitor with UDisc. UDisc, I would say the first few years of the Pro Tour ended up getting a foothold in and really taking off. For a while, I mean, Metrics was used at the European Open for a year or two, I believe, instead of UDisc.
Yeah.
And they were used at USDGC one year. Because I remember they integrated in with Instagram, and they had so like they would post these Instagram pictures up during the round right to the thing. There was a lot of really cool things that Metrics was doing that at the time UDisc wasn't. Now they've obviously split. Metrics is a much more popular over in Europe than it is here in the United States. It's virtually not used at all here in the United States. But it was purchased, and I'm assuming, according to the post, that they're talking about a lot more features, a lot more expanding. I've heard that the Disc Golf Metrics major flaw is its UI. That it's just kind of blah and virtually cruddy, and is what I think I saw some people post. And Europeans that were saying like, UDisc clearly has a much better UI UX versus Metrics. And I remember back in the day, it was funny because the two of them were kind of different when that Disc Golf Metrics was web-based and UDisc was app-based. So there were some weird issues there, which is what made some of the differences, which is why UDisc looked so much better for so many years. Now, I don't know if that's still the case, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with this disc golf company and purchasing Disc Golf Metrics to see where this goes over in Europe. If they're going to kind of just try to take over the league and event thing over in Europe, which is really funny because now that we've got PDGA that does a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah.
So I just something to keep an eye on over the next few years.
Yeah, it is. As a guy who's used Metrics a few times, and I think I was introduced to it in Australia in 2018 when I went to cover an event, and then I actually ended up playing in an event. But I believe that's where I got my first taste of Metrics, or maybe it could have actually been in Finland the year before. Either way, it's a little bit of a culture shock to me, only in the sense that how ingrained we are now with UDisc and PDGA scoring, and then to go to all of the events over there. And if somebody wanted to share with me where they played this last weekend, like they'll send me a link to the Disc Golf Metrics. That's where everything gets scored. So it is really interesting to see that. And somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I was under the impression that Disc Golf Metrics was literally like one or two people.
Yeah,
like,
I think there's one full-time person.
Yeah,
and I think he does do there is some side help probably that goes on, but
so
for the most part, I think it's one person.
The undertaking that it has been to get it to where it is, to be this utilized in so many places outside of the U.S. is insane. So, and
I saw that because originally I saw Kristen Lott post about it. She had just a post. It was like Disc Golf Metrics, and it was Estonia, and it was the Disc Golf company. And I was thinking, does Kristen own a part of this company? Is she involved?
That's what she's doing now.
She's
programming. she's out there programming.
She's out there vibe coding.
I love it.
I didn't know if she had any influence or insight into this disc golf company, if she was like
you have to assume
silent owner, or if she just is familiar with them.
Yeah, I was going to say you have to assume if they're a couple of Estonian guys, I think, as you said, Estonian guys that are buying.
It's just an Estonian company. I didn't say any guys.
Oh, I thought I saw a couple of gentlemen listed. Assuming that, she definitely knows who they are.
Of course.
In some capacity. To what degree, I have no idea, but she clearly knows who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aristo Neeland. Aristo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, something to watch over the next few years, especially in the European scene.
Well, and you got to wonder. I saw the UDisc gentlemen over in Finland this year, and they were on a tour of all these different courses and meeting with I hate to use the word stockholders because not in a literal sense of holding stock in UDisc, but people that are strong proponents of it and users and courses that are highly ranked on UDisc. And so to continue to see, and I don't know if Matt or Josh are listening, probably not, but to continue to see it's some form of race. I don't know how
it's competition.
Yeah, it's competition, and that's what I was gonna say. I don't know,
like race, sure, but like I'm always a fan of competition, and I was not a fan of when the Disc Golf Pro Tour purchased, the European Pro Tour, the Disc Golf Stream, because I think that the two competing will lead to a better product for both of them.
Sure.
Having a competition pushes and elevates other people. So having the Disc Golf Metrics to the UDisc to the PDGA, each one kind of probably has their strengths in different spots. Having the three of them, or even if you just want to say UDisc versus Disc Golf Metrics, having them compete, I think, is good for everybody. It will push UDisc. It will push the Disc Golf Company, Disc Golf Metrics, to put out a better product. That's just in general how I feel. I think that if you when there's a monopoly, it can lead to stagnation.
Yeah.
So that's my perspective. Now, would UDisc love to see Disc Golf Metrics vanish so they could take over all of Europe? Of course. And I wouldn't blame them. And Metrics, I'm sure, would love it if UDisc kind of went away. It's a different perspective when you're an owner of the company and you're fighting for percentage shares. I'm sure UDisc is looking at going, if we can get 5% more in Europe, think of how many more users that is and whatnot. But I want to see competition for the mere fact that I think it will make everybody better.
All right, with that, we're gonna close it out. Close out our regular show here.
Wrap it up, Terror Bear.
Yeah, looking forward to it this weekend. USDGC Throw Pink, all going down. I'll try to give you guys some updates via the socials. At one point, if they cut to us on the live and I'm hammer tossing Doss's bag into the lake, don't be surprised. This is going to be by far my most prestigious and official caddying job ever. Just think, I haven't caddied for a lot of people, period.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Let alone at a major dedicated for 4 days.
Or a former major winner.
Doss is in trouble. I'm just I'm going to make him regret it. Let's put it. No, okay, I won't. But
we'll know by day 2. If you're not on the bag day 2, suddenly it's like, what happened? I would love that. That would be so funny.
And I'm just sitting on the abandoned dock of hole 5 that they no longer use.
With
that
your
was
feet
a
in the water.
Just looking around.
The drone shot of you all by yourself.
Just hanging out.
Oh, geez.
I mean, I guess anything is possible. So hopefully I don't lose my job. But, I'm just going to have to go watch, Happy Gilmore one more time for all the, official caddy clues, like when I'm only wearing one shoe. And
there you go.
Yeah, all those other things. We'll see what we can do. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to cut it, and when we come back, we'll have a super quick after show as well. I got steps to get in. It was a busy day.
Oh, yeah.
So
you got a lot of time.
I'm going to need it because I got a lot of steps to get in yet tonight. And
do they have to be steps, or can they be just jogging?
I can jog. That would get them done quicker, but it still counts, I think, as officially a step.
Just a step.
But I might have to. So it's not distance covered. It's
number
apparently,
of steps.
Yeah. And
sure.
I think I'm on 33 straight days or something like
well
that.
Done.
So
you need that Eric Oakley everyday post that he.
No, I'm not. Eric's running more probably in 10 minutes than I do
for the week
steps. Yeah, than the steps that I do in a whole day. So
okay.
Still kudos to him, but just trying to keep on top of it. So Jason, you come sit with me. That sounds good. Looking forward to it. Biased opinion, monopoly of T-sign design from DGPT is not advancing the detail that is possible. To be fair,
it's a little different.
It's a lot different considering that's an in-house graphics person. Now, if they were if they were exclusively contracting those out, they still could do it because that's like contracting for someone's services.
If
no one is owed a right at being able to do that, but I still understand what you're saying, that you wish there was more stuff included in the T signs, and that I can understand, but very different when it's literally their in-house graphics guy making the T signs. All right. That's been podcast 576. Super quick break. When we come back, we'll have the after show. Believe it or not, we'll ramble about other things, non-disc golf related. Yeah. There's some stuff going on. Get your comment section all geared up, and we'll see you when you're in there. For Johnny V, I'm the disc golf guy. Quick break. We'll be back with the after show. We'll see you then. Step inside the Smashbox.
Thank you to our $2 and above patrons. Your name is listed below in the credits. If you are interested in being listed as a producer in the SmashBoxxTV credits and supporting this and other fine podcasts, please visit patreon.com/SmashBoxxTV.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to SmashBoxxTV Podcast 576's After Show.
How about them Brewers?
Yep.
I mean,
they have managed, they have gotten past the first two games as of this recording, past the Cubs. Yes.
Obviously, as a Brewer fan, super exciting. The games.
Of course, I mean, you should be. You suck.
The best record in the not just the National League, in all of Major League Baseball this year. At one of the lowest salaries, which
thanks to Prince Fielder,
I think,
and Dan Plesac. Is he still doing work?
Yeah, I'm sure. Dan Plesac's still pitching. I think he's a reliever now. Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
And Jim Gantner
and Jamie Meyer.
Okay.
Yeah. Bringing up the '90s baseball references here. Gary Sheffield, rookie card.
God, yeah, rated rookie. Got that.
No, it's been exciting. I've been able to watch. It's on HBO Max of all channels.
Yeah, can we
if it's that, or it's TBS on some nights, and then in different areas of the world.
Yeah, but wasn't it
Apple TV? But
wasn't it? It was Spectrum last night, but you needed like a bunch of specific either packages or something too. Like,
I don't know.
The way we now have to hunt down
for any sport,
for all of the sports, you're like right now. It's like, is it on YouTube for disc golf? Is it on YouTube or is it on Disc Golf Network? Like. For now it might be different YouTube channels. I get that. 99% of those are free.
For live, it's yeah. I mean, I guess.
But my point still is though. Right now, you either are going to YouTube channel, and it's one of like 5, or you're going to Disc Golf Network. We're still in that, and I know we were just talking about
kind of
monopolies a little while ago, but that's kind of where we're at in disc golf still. All of these other sports, if there is a way. I feel like as even a fringe spectator or viewer, and the diehards will find it just like they do in disc golf. But if you're a fringe spectator or viewer of sports, F that. You get dizzy trying to find what game is where on which platform, because they continue to sell them off to a bunch of these one-off nights.
Yeah, because the NFL is, you've got Fox and CBS on Sunday. Sunday night is NBC. Thursday night is Amazon. Monday night is ESPN.
What if we're in a different country?
I don't know about different countries. But then they also sell off games. I believe they've got Christmas games or something on Netflix this year.
Okay. Yep.
So right there, you've got like 6 different stations. Thankfully, most local games are just broadcast over the air for your local. So if you're
local to that area, but if you're when you live,
but baseball,
you live in Nebraska
and you're a Packer fan, you're out of luck.
Yeah,
you better hope they're showing it, or
who's the closest game they're even getting that they're giving to you in Nebraska?
Whoever is
Vegas,
Nebraska? No, maybe
Minnesota,
maybe St. Louis.
I genuinely don't know. I'm just trying to think of who would be your team.
St. Louis even have a football team anymore?
The Rams.
Yeah, I went to LA, dude. I was trying to think. I'm like, St. Louis. Oh,
the Cardinals. Yeah, I love that football team.
St. Louis Cardinals.
Anyway,
yeah.
I don't know those answers. I'm being genuine when I say what if you want to be a football fan and you're already in a quote unquote remote.
People are saying Denver, maybe Minnesota.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say no St. Louis. I was trying to think of the St. Louis team. I'm like, there is no St. Louis team. Yeah, the Royals.
There you go. Anyway, it's
George
just,
Brett,
and it's I understand you might almost even think of a little hypocrisy coming out of me when I'm talking about how we have it on. You have to search either, but again, we're still down to 2 choices. It's usually post production on a YouTube channel, which is usually only 2 or 3 or 4 at this point. Like for your main events.
Well,
right, like Jomez, Go Throw, Gatekeeper, Ace Runner, or me. I mean, those are pretty much your largest post production.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like let's.
But live, no, it's
for live. It's
the Pro Tours YouTube channel or DGN,
or maybe they'll put it on Jomez.
Yeah, once in a while,
once in a great while.
Goes on
but
Jomez.
I was even thinking like if you're just talking about the biggest events, the Elite Series and the majors.
There's still one place.
That's one place. Like you're going to DGN or their YouTube. It's not even like it's on the PDGA YouTube like it used to be once in a while. It's and the post production is only on Jomez. I don't think they do second card anymore for any post production. Do they?
I don't know.
I think that's just all part of the Jomez bunch now. Unless
no, you're right. I don't know who.
I don't know if second card is even being covered these days. I know it's not
in
doing
its own
next day.
release.
Yeah.
In its own release, I don't believe so.
I don't think it is these days, and
no.
It goes to show you how much I know. I know for a while they were sending it to like Gatekeeper, and then they were doing it later. But I don't think there's a chase card coverage anymore.
Yeah, that's where I'm going right now. Is to Gatekeeper.
Yeah.
And I don't see any Pro Tour. Direct Pro Tour chase card stuff.
Kansas City might be a good one for them. Chiefs, Nebraska. They could be Chiefs fans there.
I was trying to think of a very would Idaho, like I guess Idaho, or North Dakota, or that's still probably
North Dakota's
Minnesota.
probably Minnesota.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, no matter where you are in the country, you have probably a local game. It just depends what that quote unquote local game is. How close are you to, whatever is.
Yeah. Where's the most void? What's the most void state of not
Montana, probably.
I was gonna say obviously they have it, but like the most void and then remote.
Probably Montana because there's no baseball there. There's no football there.
The next closest.
There's like 12 people.
You don't have a lot going on in then Wyoming, South Dakota, North Dakota, Idaho, and then over to Washington.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway.
Ed asked, did anyone watch any of the Go Throw Tour Championships?
Isn't Nebraska more west? Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. When you said that, I was like, what are you talking about?
I guess I was thinking Wyoming more so.
Okay. No, I did not watch any of the Go Throw Tour Championship. I don't know if I'll catch it. I have no clue what happened.
I know.
I'm glad
I know Cat Merch won it.
Okay. So, spoilers. Doc says Alaska is the most remote. Yes, and maybe Hawaii, I guess you could count as well. Technically, they're furthest away. We're talking continental U.S., Doc. Stop getting smart with us. Like them crazy things that aren't part of our continent. Well, I guess they're part of the continent, but not part of the contiguous 48.
That big word.
Yeah, that's the problem with the Go Throw Tour. Like, it's just you have to truly want to seek it out, which is kind of crazy. Like, it's just not easily accessible, I feel like. I mean,
well, what do you mean? Obviously via its website it is, or via their YouTube channel it is.
Correct.
But
there's just not. I think they're lacking a little in social media. I think they're lacking in being able to easily find results. Just because it's not on the major platforms, so that like the PDGA or I think maybe it is on UDisc in some spots, but I don't know. I think they could be doing a better job. They can always be doing a better job of broadcasting what's happening. And part of it is I'm not the target audience.
You're not.
I'm not the target audience for this, because this type of content doesn't do much for me. So yeah, just even from the first few weeks, I kind of lost interest because it was so difficult to find results. When I wanted to talk about it on the podcast, trying to find the scores was a pain. Trying to sort through the UDisc event results, it was really slow and laggy. I don't know. I had a problem in that part and that's why I lost somewhat interest in it. So I hope they keep doing it. I know they plan on keep doing it through the winter. They've got stops in a lot of places.
Yeah, I know they'll be in Mexico working on some events. And then obviously the skins match will continue. Again,
going back to competition, I truly want them to succeed, because I think having post-production competition is a good thing. Having them versus, the Jomez Tour next year is going to be good. It's going to push both companies to be better, offer more, and try to excel. So I hope we continue with that.
Yeah, they recently released OTB skins, mixed dubs at mile marker 63. That took place. That was released 5 days ago. And then they had the Highland Brewing finale this last weekend, which I see both are released. Rounds 1 and 2 are out there. So, yeah. See a little Barsby, Austin Turner, Zach Nash, Matt Bell, all in the final round. So, yeah, we'll see what they do and ramp up for next year. The guys are so incredibly, I was going to say durable, which is true, but also dedicated. But with that being said, just like all of our players, the season is such a grind.
Yeah, burnout is going to be tough.
Obviously the players go out and play for their few hours, and they prep and they cool down and they do all what they have to do. Camera ops, depending on that division of labor, some of those are very long days of recording all day, editing all night, getting it ready to go again. And hopefully everyone's getting rested up, and yet I'm sure everyone's also thinking, is it the end of the season yet? Are we there? Do we get a few weeks off where we can just chill a little bit, and some rest will be welcomed and certainly deserved when it happens. So, I did not otherwise consume any of it myself. Ed says, I thought I also saw some news about disc golf in Australia. They're continuing to do
the Tour Down Under.
Yeah, all the big stuff they have going on, along with New Zealand. But I know they're working on a bunch of big stuff as usual. Tour Down Under 2026.
Why did you type in Thunder Down Under, Terry?
That was the autocomplete. That was the autocomplete.
Kids, ask your parents.
Or don't.
Ask them, it's fun.
I see February 6th through the 8th already has some registrations, including Eli Swanson. Swanson. Let me take a quick look here for you. Schedule release is out January and February of 2026. The schedule has them starting January 9th through the 11th, and the next weekend, the 16th through the 18th, and so on and so forth. So awesome to see. Reading. Yeah. So That's taking place. And then some of you saw, and a few people reached out to me. That's why I know you saw it.
The Southeast Asia tour,
The Southeast Asia tour, which is continuing to make announcements and talk about what's going on over there. I'm going to put a quick link. 7 events in 5 countries and regions over a 10-week period. And the PDGA has yet another announcement, so to speak. I'm going to put it in the chat right now in case anybody wants it. But that was also released. There's not a lot of new news that you haven't kind of heard me talk about just a little bit. It kind of just breaks down all the divisions that will for sure be offered from event to event. A lot of the events will, of course, have short and long layouts because unlike some of these larger professional tours, this is not a tour that is catering toward just professionals. This is truly like hey, let's get as many people out and introduce and playing in organized yet competitive events. So it's like when you and I think of it, it's like a Wisconsin tour or or an iOS series in the Illinois area where it's like, it's a tour, it's a series of events, 7 of them, but it's very inclusive. And it doesn't have like a Disc Golf Pro Tour or a Swedish tour or a European tour where the main focus is on the uppermost echelon divisions. This is truly a tour that's for pretty much everywhere. Starting January 9th through the 11th in Taipei. The next couple weeks later, it's in Bangkok. The next weekend, Koh Samui, which many of you know. Chiang Mai the weekend after that in northern Thailand. Then it goes to the Philippines, then Japan, and then China. So it's the culture, the environment, the experiences. It's not, hey, you're going to win $1 million or $500,000. Even if you sweep all 7 of those events in the MPO division, you're not getting rich. And it's not it's not that style.
Well, I'm canceling going down there then.
Down to the down under?
Down to
the Asia.
Asia's technically down still for us too.
Sure. Anyway, if you've got questions, click on the link. There's also stuff on the PDGA page, or reach out to me and I can get you answers if I don't have them. Doc says that way Terry Miller could do the tour down under and never have to be home. No. These two kind of already overlap as it is. And because I've been so directly involved with a lot of the Southeast Asia stuff, I don't see that changing necessarily right now, but in the future, yeah, maybe if they never split apart from different weeks, maybe some year I'm going to have to transition over to the Tour Down Under stuff if they want me involved in some capacity. Similarly, I think of a guy we know out of Wisconsin who's done a lot of stuff in Africa. John Roundhouse has done.
John Lutzow
has done stuff over there, and that is always good. The fact that we're always looking for weekends that are outside of the Disc Golf Pro Tour, and now, sure enough, those are starting to shrink. Right?
Oh yeah, no,
there's only so many weekends that go from mid-October to the middle of February, and all these other tours are saying, "Hey, that's when we need to get our foothold." So we got good problems. Like, oh no, which exotic place do I go visit?
Disc golf is expanding.
So I love to see it. We find out Aussie and Asia tours were created by yeah. just to get me out of the hemisphere and that side of the world.
Steve Lawson comments, I'm the TD for the Australian Open.
No, it's Australasian Open.
Oh, the Australasian Open.
Which is funny. That's the first time I've tried to pronounce it.
Which is the feature event for the Tour Down Under.
Mm-hmm.
We're hoping to get 30 touring pros this season.
Oh, heck yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Steve, can you put your info in there? Tim says, 2027, I'll be playing in the Samui Swine and Chiang Mai. That's awesome, Tim. Yeah, looking forward to having you. Steve, that's the one, to be fair, and maybe you're to credit for this, that's the one I see the most advertising for, is the event you just referenced.
Australasian.
Yeah, I see that one has popped up on my feed most often, and we're hoping to get, if the feature event, so that makes sense that you kind of have had the brightest lights or the most shine on it. When is that? So I don't have to go Googling it. Maybe I'll be around.
I don't know.
Looking at here it is. I happen to have the page up as
You
it
didn't
is.
have it open. It was right there.
Yeah. Let's click on the actual date where you have January 16th through the 18th.
Not going to lie, Steve, that's a mouthful to try to say. The Australasian.
I'm sure we're...
Australasian.
Hosted at Spa Park, New Zealand's premier globally ranked disc golf venue, number 75 on UDIS Top 100.
January 16th through the 18th.
Yeah, but where is it on the metrics chart?
Disc golf metrics, yeah.
That's a callback to the regular show.
Yeah, what about the disc golf course review?
Yeah, DGCR or the PDGA's course rating, PDGA.com's
How many
rating.
stars?
Yeah, exactly. Proudly presented by Discraft and OTB. So, love to see it. What does that conflict with in Asia?
Who knows?
All right, I'll look. You tell me something else. 16th to the 19th? Oh, it's a couple days before the event in Bangkok. That Bangkok event, because it's at a golf course, is actually like during some weekdays. As we referenced in the other show, golf course is very expensive, no matter probably where you are in the world, to rent. And it was considerably cheaper to rent them during some of the weekdays and have that event get played during the weekdays versus on the weekend. And I think the logic is like, if you're in Asia on vacation, do you care if you're playing on a Wednesday and Thursday? In fact, that almost adds to like the experience, right? That you're out playing in a PDGA event in the middle of the week. So, Anyway, what else you got? That's all you came to the table with? Is that the Brewers are
up two games to none
2-0 on the Cubs,
and now they're going to Chicago.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow.
Yes.
Tomorrow will be the game. Other than that, I'm trying to think. There not a ton of news related stuff as far as things that are going on in disc golf. We're about to start hearing about contracts. I'm assuming in the next probably 3 weeks. That'll be the contract talk after that. No, it's just been really exciting to be a Brewer fan. That's it. It's just a lot of fun.
Side note, on a definitely more personal note, I think I referenced a little bit last week, but this last weekend, I was very much in town and involved. Homecoming took place in our little village of Pewaukee, Wisconsin, which is where also the J.J. Watt family is from. But yeah, that went down. The team we got whooped. I think the football team has really struggled. So that was not even, I don't even think there was a hope or a prayer at any point that the football team would pull it off. But successfully, both of my daughters went on dates and had friends groups and went to eat and had dinner. And
did they go to Good Company?
Went
That's
to
where everyone goes for homecoming.
went to dinner and the dance, and both came home in one piece the next day after their parties and hang out. So
they came home the next day? They didn't come home that night?
No. Both of them both had both of them were partaking in sleepovers that were seemingly verified.
Sure they were.
So
how did that work for you when you were a kid, Terry?
When you
were 16 and you told your mom you were sleeping over at let's just say one friend's house.
It was always there and only there, and I never left.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are the odds you went either maybe to a different friend's house or snuck out and did something?
My girls are good girls, so I trust that they were well behaved.
Did they get your genetics or not?
They were well behaved throughout the night, and I'm very proud of them.
I'm sure they are. My kid this weekend going for his doing his ACT. ACT down in Chicago.
His first.
Yeah, he'll probably. Okay. Well, they did the pre-ACT.
Yep.
He's going to do this one, and then if he doesn't score as well as he wants, he'll probably do it again. I think he's shooting for like a 30. I think he's shooting for a 33, a 32 or a 33, which is obviously pretty good. On the pre-ACT, I think he scored like a 31.
Okay.
And so we put him into some. We put him into some ACT tutoring, some specific. I don't think he's got a problem in that he's so very smart that everything just comes to him. Like obviously a tough problem to have, right? Like he looks at it.
I wouldn't know.
But me neither. But the problem is that means he doesn't really need to study.
Yeah, you don't apply yourself.
And he doesn't apply himself as much,
Punks.
and he's weak in English. So we had him go through like a tutor that helped teach him a little bit more how to study and be better English.
Yeah. Meat Talk Pretty one day, I think is a book I read once.
It is. It's a good book.
Yeah.
So he's doing that. So this weekend he's got to drive basically down to like Waukegan is where the ACTs.
Wow.
So somewhere just south of the border to take his ACTs, which is kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because my daughter is in like a semester-long class for ACTs. Like literally, it's like a classroom class that she's taking.
Well, that's cool.
It feels
I wonder if he
weird.
could have taken that.
I don't know. It just feels weird. I'm like,
as an elective, maybe.
You're spending a whole like semester taking a class.
Wow.
And I get it. You want to score well on the test, and it sets you up for other things. I get all that, and like it's important. But at the same time, it's like kind of weird that there's like that much class time that can be dedicated just to taking that specific test. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, I mean, when it saves you possibly tens of thousands of dollars.
I guess, I guess that is another way to look at it. So, yeah, she's specifically in it, and because I remember one day she was complaining that somebody was cheating on like we'll say their workbook, and she just looked at me. She's like, "Why would you be taking this class and then cheating on the work for it? Like that defeats the whole purpose of taking the class." I'm like, I don't know. Everybody's got their things. I'm just looking through the socials. I am not familiar with how it went on the first time, but looks like Foundation out there promoting the Imposter 2 season 2. Don't miss out. Presented by Discmania Disc, coming along on YouTube on October 23rd. So, and I'm sure if you. Sorry, I'm reading one of the comments. If you are into that, then you already knew, and none of that is surprising. But
I heard
cool.
Yeah, I heard it got people enjoyed the first season
enough that they made a second for sure. That'd be my assumption.
Again, I'm not in that wheelhouse as far as watching. It's not anything I'm interested in. But if the people that are awesome, go do it. I'm glad. What I'm glad about is that it's not your typical disc golf content. It's something a little bit more scripted.
Sure. Yeah.
That type of thing. Yeah. I like that we're seeing other type of content.
I like that as well. So October 23rd. Did you, because a lot of his success was right in the wheelhouse of our age group, I feel like at the time.
Boy. I'm young, Terry. I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you see any reaction to Adam Sandler playing in Milwaukee here Sunday night? Like
I was going to say 2 nights ago. I did not see any reaction. I just saw a post of him saying, thanks, Milwaukee. It was a great night. It came up on my feed, probably because obviously I'm in Milwaukee. But I didn't see any. No one I saw went to the concert or the show or the comedy show, whatever you want to call it. None of my friend group particularly did. Not that they wouldn't, but just I didn't see any posts of people that I know that went to it. So and it would be right up our alley. It would be people our age. So
yeah, that's why I say
I didn't see anything. I'm assuming.
I mean, thinking Happy Gilmore was right around our sophomore, junior, senior year of high school. Obviously, that's when he was largely popping off with all of his different movies. So, I just knew he was here. I probably saw the same post you did in terms of saying, thanks to Milwaukee. I'd be curious to know if anybody in our group at all, in our chat or wherever, has seen any of that, of his tour.
This tour?
I'd just be curious to hear responses. I'm going to assume it's good. I mean, you're going there intentionally. Mm-hmm. You're not going there for you don't trip and fall into that, into that theater. So you're going there as an Adam Sandler fan. So I guess I'm just curious as to what the feedback has been. So
you could probably look up a review on the show somewhere.
Yeah.
Probably like
but I mean, I trust our Smashies.
Milwaukee Magazine or something would probably have a review of it.
So, okay.
I should probably get the Patreon.
You get
ready.
the Patreon ready to go. And if anyone's got things they want to talk about, I know I mentioned in the regular show. I'll just quickly say it again. This week there will be, I know I tease it out all the time, some kind of daily recaps for some of the big events that I go to. But that is absolutely going to be a large concerted effort in terms of me at USDGC and Throw Pink this weekend. So possibly as early as tomorrow night, if we can. I'd like to go live right after the Hall of Fame ceremony ends, actually. That will be kind of a trial run to see if we could do it at the course and at the USDGC at Vendor Village or in the that general area. If that goes successfully, maybe some of the other nights will also take place there. If not, we will be probably at the hotel, assuming hotel internet is good. Some nights I might have special guests. I would love to have players join if they're available and want to come join, or it might be just myself recapping the day. But yeah, that's going to be taking place on my channel, on the Disc Golf Guy channel, which has been relatively dormant. But that's going to be taking place hopefully each night there. Doc Zen is out there talking, saying good night. Have a great night. Thank you for joining us. And he says, when he does his tribute to Chris Farley, my heart, say what you want, but the dude can pull on your heartstrings. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, such good friends with Farley. And then those two, along with your David Spades and a few of the others, making for some of the most iconic, old school iconic comedy that we saw in an entire era. I totally hear. Ed says, did anyone mention Cole's RV accident? I saw a picture, and I'll admit I did not know for certain if that was Cole or someone else. So it must be on Instagram. And I saw a picture of a smashed RV, and I did not, as dumb as this sounds, I did not necessarily for sure assume it was his. But by that comment, I'm going to say it must have been, huh?
You're on his Instagram right now.
I'm
right?
on his Instagram now.
I didn't see anything on his Instagram.
I saw it posted somewhere, and somebody else, maybe you can point us to where it was. The Instagram I did see from him today was him talking about making it to Winthrop, having 2 days to get ready, to get locked in, and he sounded a little disheveled and maybe a little flustered, but and that's, so you put the puzzle pieces together, and if he's referencing, hey, had a struggle getting there and or got in an accident, but now it's go time, that's what I took out of it. Oh, yeah, here it is. Duh. It doesn't take much for me to get there. Yeah, his till next time, Prism, see you on the other side. So does that tell me he's leaving it behind, that's the end of it? Is that how you interpret that? It's a picture of his RV, I assume. And
it's got some issues in the front.
like
it's missing some parts.
Like as Nelly's song, Show Me Your Grill. It's showing its grill.
Definitely see the grill.
And then, yeah, here's the post that I saw today where he's talking about like being at USDGC and playing in a Joe Miz practice round and seemingly ready to go. But yeah, I did see this post. So till next time, Prism, see you on the other side.
I mean,
either that or he's saying, I'll come back to it after like USDGC is done. But either way, looks like an accident. Seems as if he's okay because the very next thing on his the windshield's not cracked. So for what it's worth, hopefully everything's just fine from him on a physical perspective.
And there's no good time, but I guess this might be the best time for it to happen, the very end of the season.
Year. Yeah, a rental car gets you around for a few weeks, and then you're going home.
2 weeks you go home, deal with it all winter long, and then go from there versus like at the very beginning of the season, something like that happening.
Yeah, you're on
it
your way to the
sucks either
first
way,
event.
and we don't wish that upon any person.
Yeah. So, yeah, best of luck to him.
So.
Well,
he could use patreon.com/SmashBoxxTV.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah, you can be eligible for our giveaways if you go to patreon.com/SmashBoxxTV.
Doc Zen, as Johnny pulls that up, says, as part of Doss's caddy, if he cashes and partakes in some party beverages, does Terry have to drive him home? No,
You don't have
no,
to.
because I'm partaking.
That's true.
Yeah, sorry. That is I just we have to anoint Val as our as the official DD. Sharon, Avery.
Oh, they should. They're all going to be celebrating. So
Yeah, I don't know. But
I mean, Val maybe Val can be the DD.
Val will be the responsiblest adult.
I mean, ultimately you should be, but that's fine.
No. I confirmed and I did confirm with him. Maybe I said this already. Warm up, that's on him.
Yeah, he knows that.
Yeah,
we talked about this.
Okay, yeah, I'm not shagging discs out in the field. I
Nope.
would. I genuinely would, of course, as a caddy. But he says he wants to throw his disc. He wants to get them. That's all part of his routine. I will sit on a stool, or I'll get my steps in. Maybe. No, I'll get anyway. I'll sit on a stool and relax.
What you should do
Conserve energy.
is get a scooter and shag discs. Like
he wants to do as part of his warm up.
I know it's all part of his routine.
He's a
part of his
3-time world
warm-up.
champ. I ain't effing with his flow.
You
Not
should,
at all.
Though. When was the last time he won? Jeez.
2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, that's right. At your
Pine
flex.
Nursery at the
Your
Flex Star.
Shot at 10:35 rated
Yeah.
round. Nice.
So
All right, patreon.com/SmashBoxxTV is where you can be eligible to win something from our weekly giveaway. We have 102 people eligible for our giveaway this week. Terry Miller, I need to know what number to generate.
3-time world champ. Nate Doss. There should be a bonus if he gets in the top 10. Like a real bonus.
From
me.
Discraft?
No, for me.
For you?
Yes, for me. I mean, we can set the bar really high, and if he hits or exceeds it.
Yeah. Well, if he's got a chance to take top 10, maybe I'll do like a live stream, a companion show. That'd be kind of fun.
We'll get something.
All right, so we're going to generate 3 numbers then?
Oh, Jason's going to be our DD. I appreciate that, Jason. Yeah, 3 numbers.
Our very first number is 66. Our second number is 58. I sorted them by email address. Our third and final and winner is 69, dude.
66, 58, and 69. I'll keep it in a tight
you have,
little region.
You have to be old to do that. Ava Meyer. Congratulations, Ava Meyer.
Heck yeah. Did she win, what, TD of the year?
Did she?
If she didn't, she should.
She should. She just
Ava.
won. Yeah, Ava.
The last time she won some shirts.
Oh, that's what it was.
That's what it was from Miles over at Paragon.
That's right. I was going to say, I thought she won a couple
It's
weeks
been
ago.
it's been a long time.
Has it?
And when she did, though, it was shirts.
It all feels like a blur.
Yeah.
Is she playing at Throw Pink?
I don't believe so, but I do not know that for a fact.
All right, that's fine. I was going to say, if she was throwing at Throw Pink, we could give her something. You could give her something in person.
That would be a good, smart idea. I could pack it in the... I leave in like 12 hours.
Yeah, not too far away, Terry.
Yeah, I'm leaving in a little less than 12 hours. I haven't started packing.
Of course.
Why would I? But I have been insanely productive over the last week or so. But yeah, I leave in 12 hours.
No Ava.
Okay. She'll probably be out there working, knowing her.
You're probably right. She'll probably show up and
It's like I could play.
I'm going to spot here on hole 5.
But I'm going to help out because that's the way she rolls.
Would you like a candy bar?
And I'd be like, yeah, I'm working here too,
That's
Ava.
right.
Trying to caddy. Trying
right.
not to fall in the water.
God, if you fall in the water, that'd be great.
It was only if it's on camera.
Oh, yeah. Don't bother if you're not on camera.
God,
I can't wait till you embarrass yourself.
I'm going to try and not say a word.
No, that's lame. You got to talk to
No, I will...
him.
I will have to vibe off of him, but I am intentionally going to keep it as chill as possible.
Yeah, casual, not like stoic. You want to be casual. Like just
We'll see.
like when he gets like, hey, nice shot, man.
Nah. Isn't like nice shot.
No?
Mm-mm. We'll just wait. We'll see how it goes.
Or just be like, solid.
Yeah, man.
Well, true story. I was thinking this when I was watching the Brewer game. We don't get enough of caddies. Like the first base coach, when you watch baseball, and maybe it's a Brewer thing because I don't watch a lot of other baseball. So big hit happens. Player runs through first base, comes over, talks to the first base coach, puts his arm around him, pats him on the back, waits for him to turn around, and then always slaps him in the ass.
Yeah, I'm here for it, Doss.
That's what I'm saying. We don't get enough of that. like when Doss hits like a big like 60-footer,
I just go running over.
Just walk over, not like hard, just walk over, pat him like nice pot, and then just put him in the butt. Just little tappy on the bottom.
Huh.
I think you just bring it to disc golf. I see it in baseball all the time. Bring it to disc golf. You know, what would he do? What kind of look would he give you? Like, what, Miller, really?
I think I could bring him around to the idea.
I think so. After like the third or fourth time, he's probably into it.
He's like, damn it, he's not going to stop.
I'm just going with this. Just going to roll.
I mean,
but it's, again, watching the baseball game, every single, the first base coach came over, patted him on the back, said something to his ear, probably whatever game plan, slapped him on the ass, and then walked back to where he's supposed to be. And I was chuckling at it. I'm like, really? Every single? Every single. And I was like, sure enough. And granted, it's the playoffs. Everyone's more excited for every single that gets hit because, you know, it could lead to runs. Almost, maybe all the Brewers' runs were after 2 outs. Everything after 2? You remember that? Isn't that
everything after 2.
From Major League. I kept saying that. I don't think my wife understood like the reference, but every time we got to 2 outs, I was like, everything after 2, everything after, and then sure enough, they'd rack up like 2 or 3 runs. I'm like, there you go. See? So but bring it back.
I like Earl's idea. Let's go D.
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 Only if he plays with Gannon.
Oh my gosh. I can't. It's just gonna be so fun because I can't wait to see who he's playing with round after round. Obviously, first round.
I hope he plays with Felberg.
First round is random, and then second round is gonna be obviously based on play. So yeah, it will be fun regardless. There's no doubt about that. Scody.
Yeah,
just totally rip that off till everyone hates me even more. Like just blasting that.
I just hope you're with Felberg so he can talk to you like, hey Terry, remember when we used to play together, and now look what I'm doing. Look, you're a caddy now. Like
it could be pretty funny. We'll see how that goes.
It's my best Felberg impression.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Let's hope I'm back one way or another next week.
Oh, you'll be back. We're gonna get the report card from Doss.
There'll be stories.
Gonna send him the Google form.
There'll be stories to tell one way or another. Hope you enjoy the action on Disc Golf Network. Oh God, just how fun would it be though if Doss is on
a featured card,
a covered card, rounds 2, 3, or 4. He's on a covered card, and and I can help give Earhart or Perks some insight.
Yeah.
That,
I'll just take the mic from him. Just wait.
Like Cole.
Yeah, just like hold it for the interview. Just when Brian comes over, just take it and be like, hey guys, this is what's going on. Let me just say, I hope you don't ever get the look from him that I got from him when I was doing commentating behind him.
Yes.
It's a look I will never forget.
Yes.
Never forget.
No, Earl, I don't need to embarrass myself by throwing the tech disc. I know how terrible it would turn out. So does he get a caddy that's better on, if Doss is covered, does he get a caddy that's better on camera? Ouch.
Better looking? You gotta be careful.
Is that possible?
You gotta be careful. The camera might add some pounds.
Damn it! They better bring the slimming cameras.
The slim lenses. You come with your own lens. Hey guys, I need you to use this one. Only film me from the left. It's my better side.
And you're gonna also use this AI channel. You got to filter it through. One way or another, it'll happen.
Geez.
Thank you guys for joining us. Looking forward to a fun weekend, no matter how you cut it, whether it's on or off the course. We'll be out there with all the action, and it should be a lot of fun. So for Johnny V, I'm the Disc Golf Guy. We'll see you, I don't know, from Winthrop sometime this week, and then we'll see you next week when you step inside the Smashbox.